coming from various stakeholders, the NAAC will incorporate all those things, right? Based on the merit of that suggestion. Now, so as I told you, to achieve all these things, the internal quality assurance system of a college, which carries 30 weightage in criteria 6, but 100% weightage in all the aspects of the NAAC assessment and accreditation. And hence we start with this IQAC. What are the various things that an IQAC can do? What are the various things that IQAC has to do as per the NAAC? And then we move on to the next 4 key indicators. This IQAC is a cell, internal quality. The internal quality assurance system is provided by a cell, constitution of a cell, called internal quality assurance cell, IQAC, all we call. This cell was initially proposed. What I am saying is that initially, that is important. Initially proposed by NAAC for every accredited institutions. That is only after first accreditation, generally colleges or universities used to establish this cell. But now, whether you are accredited or not, if you are going for the assessment, every college, every higher education institution must establish the cell. Previously, it was only a post-accredited. Now, this cell has become an important organ in the college. Now, for what? What is the purpose of this cell? For quality maintenance and enhancement. It has to suggest initiatives and they have to take initiatives. It has to see that they are implemented in the institution, etc. Now, this IQAC is useful for us, not only as it was said by NAAC, but also UGC in its guidelines, its regulations, has now made it mandatory for all the colleges to establish the IQAC. When I explain various activities of the IQAC, what are the various things that are to be done under UGC by the IQAC also. Very recently, that is during this academic year, while colleges are going for the affiliation from the universities, for the extension of affiliation or affiliation for various newly programs or existing programs through Gnanabhumi's website, this AP State Council of Higher Education and universities are now asking the minutes of IQAC also, the last year minutes of the IQAC. And hence keeping the importance of the data that is to be, even UGC, for example, if you take, if it wants to release the autonomous grants to the colleges, the IQAC report is to be submitted to the UGC. Previously, it was not there. From the last academic year onwards, UGC has introduced this feature of submission of IQAC report. Gnanabhumi from this academic year has introduced to upload the resolutions of the minutes, the resolutions and minutes of the meetings of the IQAC to its website. Therefore, this IQAC and hence has a major role, right? This is what is the excerpt taken from GOMS number 14, 13th February 2019, issued by Government of Andhra Pradesh for the implementation of 2016 UGC PRC scales. For the implementation of UGC 2016 PRC scales. Even the old GOMS number 38, which governed the both PRC rules and also CAS rules, has said the same thing, that don't read all those things, that is waste. I will explain you that. The thing is, every higher educational institution, every college has to establish this IQAC, and this IQAC has to look into a number of assessment criteria of the teachers. I will explain again, no problem. This is what is, what I am saying is that it's important. Why IQAC is important? The composition of IQAC, I will take it in a nutshell, no problem. Every IQAC should have a chairperson, Generally the head of the institution, that is a principal in our college, and a vice chancellor in the case of a university. A few senior administrative officers or officials like vice principals, deans, etc. can also be included. And 3 to 8 teachers. There is no necessity that there is a bearing on minimum, but you can even include 10 teachers, 12 teachers. It depends upon the size of the institution, which is constituting this IQAC. And one member must be from the management, and from local society, students, and our old students. And 1 or 2 nominees from the employers, industrialists, and stakeholders, means parents and others you can take, no problem. It's better to include industrialists in this IQAC so that we will get day-to-day requirements of the industry and the job market. And hence it's always better to take employers and industrialists at least 1+1 in the IQAC. Next, one of the senior teachers who has well versed with the practices, who knows very well about the curricular aspects, teaching learning process, and who is well versed in research, etc. He or she can be appointed as a coordinator and or director. I prefer it as a coordinator rather than director. A director directs, whereas a coordinator coordinates, as you know. Now, the composition depends on the size. Some colleges have 15, some colleges have 18, and recently I have seen one college has 38 members in IQAC. Whether the constitution consists of either 15 or 18 or 30 or 40 depends on the size of the institution and the complexity and various programs that we are offering. A number of factors decide this one. And a member that is nominated to this IQAC shall have a period of 2 years. And you remember one thing, that there is a lot of difference between the guidelines and the regulations. Guidelines ante సూచనలు, regulations ante నిబంధనలు. That means guidelines are helpful for us for smooth conduct of the activities, whereas regulations are mandatory. They must be followed by the institutions. If it is UGC says there are regulations, UGC regulation 2016 means they must be followed. If UGC says these are the guidelines, they are helpful. If you have every right, as an autonomous college, of course, you have every right to deviate from the guidelines, but the basic structure will be keep intact. Next one. This that indicates that it need not be 2 years. For example, for an NAAC assessment period, let us say that 5 years, a college can appoint an IQAC coordinator or members. If he or she retires, of course, we can remove. As long as he or she is in service in the college, the term can be from 2 years or more. There is no problem. Next one. Even though NAAC envisages this IQAC to meet once in a quarter, that means 4 times a year, this is not at all sufficient. Meeting only 4 times is not at all sufficient in view of the latest guidelines and latest assessment criteria. What I suggest is at least 2 months. That means 6 times. And hence, if you observe the SSR of all the colleges, they are saying that the IQAC has met 6 times a year. And even in some cases, if it is the assessment year, then we need to meet at least 30 times a year. Every week we use it to meet. So this is only a suggestive one. Next one. Of course, you leave it quorum 2/3. And this IQAC has, in its meeting, should have an agenda. The minutes should be compulsorily saved and taken. And after this, action taken reports must be documented. And in some of the colleges, people are getting doubts that how to upload these some of the minutes, etc., without signatures. But NAAC insists that every document must be uploaded with the official signatures only. If you do not upload with the official signature, even though till now NAAC is accepting these documents, but already NAAC has given a mandatory instruction to all the institutions that signatures must be there, and hence take signatures, then scan them and then upload. Now, what are the various activities? The first one, let us start. The IQAC plays a major role in the preparation of the action plan. Even annually at the end of the year, when the IQAC coordinator submits the AQR to the NAAC, the first question that NAAC asks is action plan, upload the action plan. So for the academic year, semester-wise or month-wise, the IQAC, along with the help of other members of the college, has to prepare that action plan, and that must be done well in advance. In some of the colleges, this action plan is prepared at the end of the previous academic year. And if any changes are there, otherwise modifications or suggestions are there, the colleges will incorporate later. But it's preferable, it's better to prepare this action plan towards the end of the previous academic year. And another one is division of the faculty members into various statutory and non-statutory committees. IQAC plays a dominant role. The IQAC coordinator, along with the management members and also with the principal of the institution, sit together. They have to finalize the committees depending upon the abilities of the persons in which they suit. And hence the constitution of the committee is also finance committee, academic council, like that a number of other councils, as you know, grievance redressal mechanism committee, like that student welfare committee. In those all committees, these committees should be constituted in consultation with the IQAC, and IQAC has to consult principal and management also. And preparation of academic calendar. The action plan is different from academic calendar. That is the action plan for the IQAC. This is the academic calendar for the entire college. What are the various month-wise events that are conducted by various departments, and what various cells of the college, that is NCC, NSS, consumer cell, or otherwise like this, other cells, as you know, these cells. These are to be prepared at the beginning of the academic year, and this should be printed, posted on the college website, and also printed in the academic calendar of the institution. And hence the preparation of the academic calendar is also the duty or activity of the IQAC. This should consist of not in most of the cases, what we observed is they keep one opening date, reopening date, just like what we received yesterday, the GO on opening of the colleges. An academic calendar that was only a suggestion given by the government, but an academic calendar of a higher education institution should focus on the curricular activities, the co-curricular activities, and extracurricular activities that the college is going to plan. All those things, whether they are implemented or not, is the next step. So this is the preparation of the academic calendar should be done at the beginning of the academic year with the help of various departments and cells. Next one, this should consist of even the examination system, that is the days, etc. Everything must be included in that, including holidays, everything must be there. That's an academic calendar. Otherwise, it's only a summary of the academic calendar. The next one, the IQAC has to take up another most important activity, that generally colleges recruit the faculty members at the beginning of the academic year. These faculty members which are new to a college or an institution, they do not know the values and traditions of that institution. Of course, they might have worked somewhere else, but the values and traditions of a college change from college to college, and hence IQAC has to arrange an induction program. These newly recruited faculty members must be inducted into the family of that college by educating them on what are the values, what are the traditions, what is the culture available on the campus, what are the various teaching methodologies that are to be adapted to be a successful teacher. And if possible, they can also conduct a micro teaching class for them, so that they can record about 5-minute lesson of video recording a 5-minute lesson and giving a feedback. The purpose of any micro teaching or recording of a micro teaching lesson is not to criticize, but to make suggestions. Therefore, micro teaching can also be that taken up by this IQAC. Now, for all the faculty members, the orientation programs, for example, program like this is very much required. People have been talking about giving information to all the faculty. Till now, only IQAC coordinators, principal, and few officials of the college know about what is happening regarding NAAC or otherwise assessment. But now almost all the colleges have recognized the importance of the remaining faculty members. The remaining faculty members in the preparations for NAAC and smooth conduct of all the activities. For that, they need to be trained, or at least they need to be given information. And hence, for them, orientation programs need to be conducted, not only for NAAC related aspects, but also for all academic, administrative activities. And also for non-teaching staff, also the programs need to be conducted. This is another activity of IQAC. Now, organizing faculty development workshops like this. Here also, there comes a conflict between the workshops organized by the IQAC and the workshops organized or to be organized by the departments. If it is a subject-related workshop, faculty development workshop, that workshop is to be organized by the department, concerned department only. For example, if I am a physics teacher or physics head of the department, my department has to organize the faculty development workshop on physics related matters. Whereas IQAC has nothing to do with the subject related matters. IQAC has to organize faculty development workshops related to the entire college, to all the faculty members. Even it can organize faculty development workshop for other colleges also, both inter and intra collegiate they can organize. But they are not supposed to interfere into the affairs of the departmental activities like organizing these FDP workshops. IQAC organized workshops must be quality related, must be centered around quality, and quality of the entire institution. It should be helpful. Of course, in order to have, they can have collaboration, there is no problem. A department in collaboration with IQAC, because IQAC has some resources, in collaboration with IQAC, a department can organize the FDPs. Always there should be a mutual understanding between all the units of a college. Next, capacity building workshops are to be organized by the IQAC, and even for students also they can organize here. And it is most and most important, as you have been hearing for the last 4 days or so, that core values of NAAC, core values of NAAC, core values of NAAC. Among all the 5 core values of NAAC, the only one core value at which all others are centered is the usage of ICT. Usage of ICT. Whether you are willing or not, everything must be done using ICT only. Whether you upload data, whether you retrieve data, whether you submit data, whether you correspond with NAAC, correspondence with NAAC, or otherwise the government, everything nowadays, there are no hard copies. Everything must be done with the help of these ICT tools only. And hence IQAC has to organize activities for encouraging the faculty members, for explaining the importance of the usage of ICT in both day-to-day administration and academics. It is the role of the IQAC to arrange activities regarding the usage of ICT and educating the faculty members and students on massive online open courses which are available and open educational resources. And another important concept they have to include is the virtual labs, especially in crisis periods like this COVID-19 pandemic, and also e-content development. These things are to be, our activities are to be taken up by the IQAC. Next, the IQAC has to create an idea of research, to inculcate the idea of research among the faculty members and also the students. It's an exaggeration to say that how can an undergraduate student do research? Research does not here we mean that doing MPhil or PhD or producing a highly qualified paper in elsewhere, otherwise Springer or Taylor and Francis journals. The research here indicates something that is away from the regular day-to-day activity, which can inculcate creativity and innovation in the minds of the students. That can be in the form of a project work. Therefore, these research motivation, at least for advanced learners of the college, these research motivation workshops are to be conducted. And if it is an autonomous college, they can add one component in curriculum also on this project work or research activity, so that you can give at least one credit to the students. And as far as the faculty members are concerned, IQAC must motivate the faculty members, because if we apply for NIRF, or if we go for this research of NAAC, third criteria, there they are asking for Scopus journal publications. If you publish a paper in a conference organized by a college, as most of you have know that recently concluded CAS and followed grievance mechanism of CAS has clearly rejected the publications made by the faculty members in souvenirs, in ISSN journals not listed by UGC and not listed by Scopus. There is a mechanism. The mechanism was developed by both NIRF and NAAC. They ask the third party to verify whether these publications are correct or not, whether weightage can be given to these publications or not. And NAAC and NIRF are now simply rejecting non-Scopus, non-Web of Science, non-UGC care listed journals. They are not taking all these publications. Whether you purchase it for 1,500 rupees or 3,000 rupees, it does not matter. NAAC and NIRF are not recognizing this, and hence the IQAC has to take up the activities to motivate the faculty members, especially those who finished PhD and those who are doing the research, to concentrate on publications. Next one, these workshops can be both inter and intra-institutional workshops are to be organized. NAAC has also, IQAC has also encouraged our faculty members to qualify for NET and SLET, those who do not possess it. Because when we upload data to the NIRF, they are asking for how many faculty members are qualified for NET and SLET, and it carries some weightage. Next one. Why, sir, even without all these things, we are managed to get some students, at least 200 out of 600 students, 300 out of 800 students, and also our posts are safe like this, we can say. You have to understand one thing, that there is a paradigm shift in the minds of the parents now. Now it has come alive in the case of the professional colleges. Recently, I observed one of the parents was quoting NIRF ranking and NBA and NAAC assessment grading to join his daughter in a college. Till now, what we thought is that NAAC is at our neck, and hence we are doing all these things. These are all waste. But hereafter, parents' thinking is slightly changing towards all these aspects, and in order to attract the students to our institution, definitely our institution should be ranked among the top listed colleges, at least in our locality, and hence there is always a competition, and hence they look for all these things. Next, IQAC has to take up and help and encourage the faculty. They have to give some feedback. They have to give inputs for applying the projects. What are the various agencies that offer the projects, that will sponsor the projects, and how to apply for them? Just simply, in some of the cases, what happens, most of the cases, what happens is IQAC just sends a notice to all the faculty members that all the faculty members are hereby requested to apply for the projects. Without giving sufficient information and without helping them, it's not possible for the faculty members to look into various agencies. And hence, IQAC has to arrange some workshops on these lines to help the faculty members to apply for the projects. Next one. IQAC has to organize the skill orientation programs for the younger staff. For elders, there is no problem. They can manage the situations. They know life skills and they impart life skills. All the skills, the technological skills, everything they know. But when it comes to the younger staff members, they will be in a situation, they become misfits in our college sometimes because they are unable to cope with the situations in our college, and hence they need some life skills, how to move with the administration, how to move with the students, how to move with the senior faculty members, how to move with the officials, etc. And those life skills need to be imparted to this young staff members by the IQAC. And major role of this IQAC is preparation for academic and administrative audit. There are two types of audit. One is an internal academic and administrative audit. About 99% of the colleges have not taken up this internal academic and administrative audit. But for APCCE's efforts, all the colleges are forced to, especially the government and aided colleges are forced to go for this academic and administrative audit. And hence IQAC has now willingly or unwillingly it has taken up this issue. But before going to the academic and administrative audit of the APCCE, the colleges have to conduct one academic and administrative audit internally with the help of only their members by constituting committees from the senior faculty members of that college and asking the faculty members to visiting the departments and various cells, getting feedback, giving suggestions. But unfortunately, what is happening is whenever we constitute a committee and we ask the committee to go to the departments and cells, these are behaving like as if they are boss of the department, and they, instead of giving suggestions, they are making criticisms, more criticism. Even it's not a positive criticism. Positive criticism is always acceptable, but they are doing negative criticism. Therefore, the IQAC has to instruct these committees which are visiting the departments for internal academic and administrative audit, especially academic audit, that it's only a suggestive body. Even NAAC is also a suggestive body. NAAC peer team is also a suggestive body. They are not supposed to make any derogatory remarks on the college they visit. Yet, of course, some of the members are doing it. If we want, we can. I raised, of course, in our NAAC visit when they are trying to make some derogatory remarks against one or two issues. I rose to the occasion and I said it's not the duty of the peer team. So we can raise always, and we have to avoid those things. And the IQAC has to see that these things do not happen. And internal academic audit should also be conducted. It's not conducting audit, it's not designing a policy, it's not taking a feedback. These are important things. These are not important things. The important thing is what is the follow-up? How these suggestions are taken into consideration. This is what is the important thing. And what is the action taken? This action taken does not mean that an action is initiated against an individual. Action taken means how the problems, the suggestions are incorporated, modified, like that. It's the action taken report. Action taken report does not imply the action taken by the principal or a college or the government on the individuals. The next one is some other activities. Another types of audit like green and gender audit can be taken up by the QSC. And another most important thing, designing of teaching diary, an important aspect. Lesson plans, nobody is cared about lesson plans. Only towards the end of the year, plan is in advance. But what we are doing is we are planning after completing the classes. People are writing lesson plans after completion of the classes, but you plan it in advance. And another thing is IQAC coordinator is supposed to upload the course outcomes and program outcomes of the courses and programs offered by the college on the college website, and through AQR, he or she has to submit to the NAAC. This concept is known as previously OBE, outcome-based education. In a new UGC terminology, it is called LOCF, Learning Outcomes Curriculum Framework. But when either IQAC or government or UGC or NAAC, they are asking for these course outcomes and program outcomes, most of the faculty members are feeling that IQAC coordinator of this college has no other business except burdening the faculty members of the college. This is a misconception. If we want to go further after 2.1 of AQR to submit the data, he or she has to submit this data. Of which one? All the courses. Courses means papers offered. Therefore, the IQAC has to organize the activity in preparation of these course outcomes, and they have to educate the faculty members at the departments that what are course outcomes. And also what is happening is, for example, if you take the model curriculum released by AP State Council of Higher Education and hosted on its website, it gave the course outcomes and program outcomes from all the programs and courses that they suggested. But what people are doing is, just simply they are copying and pasting and sending it to the IQAC. No, it's not correct. The AP State Council of Higher Education suggested course outcomes and programs are for our reference only. The college, depending on the situation prevailed on the campus, has to develop its own course outcomes and own program outcomes. If course outcomes and program outcomes of institutions are the same, then there is no question in NAAC and other agencies asking for these things. So we have to prepare our own course outcomes and program outcomes. And this is also the duty of the IQAC to organize workshops for that one. And IQAC has to conduct regular meetings on quality related only, subject related IQAC has nothing to do with it. And the next one is documentation. With all these things, IQAC is burdened, and hence generally what colleges are doing is they are creating a documentation cell, and IQAC has to coordinate with the documentation cell. And IQAC, another important things, all these things are important activities of IQAC, has to arrange a meeting of the teachers and also the industrialists, so that in what areas we can collaborate. Don't think that the collaborations at a grand level. The collaboration here means whether a person from that industry can be a resource person to the college or not. Whether the industry can accept our students to visit for a field trip, whether that industry can take the students of our college for at least 2 days, 3 days or 5 days, so that they can learn something in the industry. Like that, it cannot be an internship of 6 months or apprenticeship of 2 to 3 months. It can be at least for a day to 1 week also, there is no problem. Or can the members from the industry be on the board of studies of our college? Like that, a number of things can be done with the help of this industry academia meets, and IQAC has to organize those things for the faculty also. And nowadays, NAAC is again insisting on conducting IPR workshops, intellectual property rights workshops, for the faculty members and also for other colleges. We are planning to organize one IPR workshop at national level, and here you have to, the IQAC has to stress the importance of having patents. That is another important activity that can be taken up. And another one is this seed money. In order to encourage the faculty members, especially the young faculty members, especially those who do not afford to carry out their research, for them, the seed money, it is the duty of the IQAC to see that a policy is made to give some seed money, at least 3,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, to the interested researchers to encourage the research idea on the campus. without any encouragement from the faculty, from the management and administration, asking a part-time lecturer or a temporary lecturer drawing a salary of about 10 to 15,000 rupees to carry out research, and especially when he or she has to go to the other laboratories for procuring data, which costs for sample 1,000 rupees, and a minimum of 15 samples are to be taken for one paper. 15,000 rupees means 1 month salary will go. So who will take up? Nobody will take up. Therefore, it is the responsibility of IQAC to see that at least some faculty members are provided with seed money to carry out the research, active research. Next one. You all know that these API scores are very important nowadays for the faculty members, especially for those who want to promotion. It is the IQAC. At the end of the every academic year, as per the direction of the CCE government, collects these API forms from our data from the API forms along with the proofs from all the aided faculty members and government lecturers, and it validates, IQAC validates, then sends to principal. Generally, the principal allows the validation process of IQAC and uploads to the government website. So IQAC has to take up this one, not only the purpose of this API scores is to improve quality. The purpose of IQAC or the functioning of IQAC is centered around quality. So in order to maintain the quality culture on the campus, in addition to the permanent staff members or aided or government staff members, the IQAC has to design its own API score sheet for other members of the college also. Not only for the other members, teaching members, but also for the non-teaching members also. These, we do not call it academic performance indicators, we call it as appraisal. Appraisal has to be conducted even for non-teaching members also. Next, IQAC has to play a crucial role in collaborations and MOUs with other institutions and industries. We all lack in this field. But saying that, sir, when we go, they do not allow us to collaborate. No, I'm very sorry. If you go to a college, then colleges can help each other by sending some students there. If some labs are not available here, even if some labs are not available, you design your curriculum in such a way that, you being an autonomous college, you design your curriculum in such a way that some practicals are not available in our college and those practicals are available in another college. So you purchase instruments only for 4 practicals. They will purchase practicals for instruments for 2 practicals, and you send either a week or otherwise 2 days to carry out these experiments in the nearby college. Don't send people from Tenali to Vijayanagaram, etc. Tenali to Tenali, another college. This type of collaboration can also take place. Next one. Then these are called as nothing but innovations. Ive innovations ante, right? The next one is MOU can be signed to that effect also. And IQACs, most of the IQACs are not doing this one. They have to bring out the newsletters, either monthly or bi-monthly or otherwise fortnight, or you can have it for semester or per semester better. You bring out what are the various activities of the, this newsletter is different from the college magazine. Newsletter covers only highlights. Bring out those highlights. Dr. G. Saujanya or otherwise Mrs. G. Saujanya of so-and-so department procured or otherwise awarded PhD by so-and-so college on this topic, a photo. It's an encouragement and we are giving publicity like that. Students of so-and-so section have got this prize, first prize in this elocution debate competition. Like that, only those things need to be recorded in these newsletters. IQAC can take up this activity. Next one. Need assessment. For example, if you want to start some programs, అంటే ఇంతకుముందు కోర్సెస్ అనేవాళ్ళు ఇప్పుడు ప్రోగ్రామ్స్, డిగ్రీస్ అనమాట. ఫర్ దట్, వెదర్ దట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ నీడ్స్ టు బి ఇంట్రడ్యూస్డ్ ఇన్ దిస్ కాలేజ్ ఆర్ నాట్. As because some ex college has introduced this program and the management has instructed our college also to introduce this program, and after introducing that program and getting approval from Board of Studies, Academic Council and governing body, if we do not attract students in our area to that program, it is of no use. Therefore, while designing a course or while designing a program, every institution must make need assessment. This need assessment is to be done by the IQAC along with the faculty members involved in starting those programs. Next one, design of courses under choice-based credit system. If it is an affiliated college, then you can take the courses designed by the university. Whereas if it is an autonomous college, still I am saying that autonomous colleges have freedom in designing their own curriculum. Freedom in designing their own curriculum. Whether it is AP State Council of Higher Education or any other regulating agency of the state government, what they give is only suggestions. Even the structure given by the AP State Council of Higher Education with 2 languages, 2 skill-oriented programs, and 3 core courses is only the basic structure. In the case of Kesavananda Bhai case also, Supreme Court said that the basic structure of the constitution cannot be changed, but other features can be added. Like that, the basic structure of the AP State Council cannot be changed, but if you want, you can incorporate other courses in the structure. For example, BA and BCom of first year UG, first semester has only 27 periods. You have enough scope for nine periods to include various other programs or courses. Like that, every autonomous college has a role or otherwise freedom there. And next one, as this should be, these courses developed should be compulsorily revised every year, and they can be renewed also. Next, IQAC can organize short-term courses for the courses are programs offered in this CBCS, newly introduced subjects or topics or theory and practicals. And IQAC has again to take up another most important thing, that ward counseling of the students, called in some colleges as mentoring. Mentor-mentee relationship must be established, and it must be made a periodical one, a regular one, a systematic one, just not simply writing for the sake of the NAAC or other agencies. Next one, validation and processing of course, CAS applications of faculty, processing of the applications for award, state awards వచ్చినప్పుడు మనం అప్లై చేసేవాడు IQAC has to process these applications and recommend to the principal, then principal will forward the same to the RJD. Next one, feedback from various stakeholders. Again I am insisting that it's not taking feedback from various stakeholders, be students, parents, employers, alumni, etc. It's the analysis of the feedback that is important. It is the incorporation of the suggestions made by the feedback in the curriculum and other aspects that is important. Mere taking of feedback carries 0 marks or 0 weightage everywhere. It's how we bettered from this feedback is important. And after studying all these things, after taking up all these activities, it is the responsibility of IQAC, with the help of other members of the faculty and the college, to carry out an analysis on the lines of what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, how these weaknesses can be made as strengths, what are the various opportunities that are available, and what are the various challenges that we are going to face if we implement some policies, and how to address those challenges. And as I told you at the beginning of my talk itself, is that development and maintenance of institutional database for the MIS, Management Information System, is a compulsory one, so that as and when we want the data, it can be retrieved, it can be submitted to the coordinating agencies or to the regulating agencies or to the principal or to the government, because government nowadays almost they are asking data almost per week, every week they are asking. Yesterday we got one, 1 week back we got one information like that. Sometimes they ask for the property details like this, every details they are asking now and then. So once we have database management system or management information system of all, either the students, that is main stakeholders, or the faculty, or the finances, or other available resources, learning resources like library, etc., the data must always be a dynamic one so that it can be submitted. And these are various, of course, Another important thing is preparation of AQR, its approval in governing body or board of management, and submission to NAAC is another activity of this IQAC. And IQAC has to see that a learner-centric environment is created on the campus. Even in the COVID era, while we are taking the online classes, we made the classes as a teacher-centric, still teacher-centric. We are not at all learning the things even from the pandemic situations also, that if you can shift from the teacher-centric activities to the learner-centric activities, your role as a teacher will become less and the student's role as a learner will become more and he will gain more. And hence hereafter try to, and also IQAC has to inculcate this learner-centric environment on the campus. Next one is quality benchmarks are to be provided. For example, what is the quality, up to which quality we have to reach for assessing these things? It is to be done only by IQAC. Next, IQAC not only collecting the information, what IQAC people are doing is that they are simply, do whatever I say, college the management the no, it's not the only thing. These IQAC people, especially IQAC coordinator, has to disseminate the information. Whatever the information that he or she received from the faculty members or otherwise from higher ups or higher officials, that should also reach to the bottom, that is our faculty members, so that we will be able to know. What is happening is only IQAC coordinator and some faculty, some few senior faculty members and principal, they know that this information is asked. Faculty members, other faculty members do not know. Sir, this is required, we all sent this. This fellow does not know what is sent. So information must also be disseminated, shared, percolated down to the junior most faculty member of the college. Next one, a student satisfaction survey. Based on this, the college gets at least 50 points in the NAAC assessment. IQAC has to educate all the faculty members and students on this student satisfaction survey. It's not under my purview. It is 2.7 criteria, 2.7 teaching, learning and evaluation process. IQAC has to see that a student satisfaction survey is available and the students, what the students are supposed to answer and what are the various dynamics of that, the IQAC coordinator has to look into it. Sir, Subbarao garu time అయిపోతున్నదా? సుబ్బారావు గారు, మేడం గారు, సౌజన్య మేడం గారు,
పర్లేదు సార్, చెప్పండి సార్.
టైం చెబితే నేను దాన్ని కంక్లూడ్ చేసుకుంటాను.
ఓకే సార్, 11:30 కంక్లూడ్ చేయండి.
ఓకే, అదే ఓకే, రైట్, థ్యాంక్ యూ. రైట్, సో అయిపోతుందండి in 10 minutes. So for the smooth functioning of a college, the effective leadership is, ఇప్పుడు వస్తున్నాను. Now I am coming to my topic. After completing the most important aspect, that is internal quality assurance system of the college, which covers almost all these topics. This will be only a repetition and hence nothing but the summary of my talk. And effective leadership is crucial for the college. For what? To achieve our vision and mission and the goals of the institution. And for what? Our organization should have a unique culture. A unique culture. Don't try to copy the vision and mission of other colleges or other institutions. Your institution, based on the various resources available on the campus or off the campus around you, you have to devise your vision and mission. Simply taking 4 or 5 vision and mission documents of the highly successful colleges and combining them and preparing one vision and mission is not at all the vision and mission of the college. Next one is what to do for this. You have to provide some values, and most important thing is participative decision. I will come later. It's there already. I will cover. For what? To coordinate the academic and administrative planning for effective implementation of the policies of the college, the formal and informal arrangements in the institution, and college vision and mission statement should focus on dash. The nature of the governance that is to take place on the campus, the college has to develop perspective plans, long-term perspective plan and short-term perspective plan. అంటే మన త్రూ అవుట్ గోల్ కాలేజీ పెట్టినప్పుడు వాళ్ళు ప్లాన్ చేస్తారు, వాళ్ళందరికీ ఉన్నాయి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ VSR&NVR కాలేజ్ తెనాలి హ్యాజ్ ఏ బ్యూటిఫుల్ long-term perspective plan when the college was started. So that perspective plan, what does that perspective plan says? To achieve that perspective plan and also to suit to the needs of the changing society and needs, short-term perspective plans need to be developed by the colleges. Next one, how for the success of any plan that is made by the management or administration, it lies with the teachers. Without the participation of the teachers, without the decentralization of the administrative and academic setup of an higher education institution, it's not possible to achieve the vision and mission of the college. And hence participative management and decentralization, these are important. How should decentralization take place? In the form of taking faculty members in the decision making bodies related to either curriculum or teaching learning or research or any other criteria. In the decision making bodies, teachers must be made the stakeholders, then only we will get or achieve the good results. And that is what is decentralization or participative management. Now, it's not developing or designing the policies that is important. After developing the policies, those policies need to be implemented effectively, and they must be deployed on the website or on the notice board, so that all the stakeholders will be able to know what is the policy, how was it implemented, and where can we make any suggestions on that. The next one is every institution has to develop an organogram that is nothing but the administrative chart showing the administrative setup. It is not preparing the organogram or otherwise giving a responsibility to a person or creating a titular head like vice principal, etc. It is the effectiveness of these organs. How this organ, for example, a vice principal or a dean or another coordinator is working, that is important. And IQAC has to ensure that at least 2 success stories are to be uploaded in the form of evidences and examples to the NAAC. This is another criteria, key indicator 2 says all these things. And what are the various appointment and service rules and procedures that are followed on the college? The next, this has another important aspect is implementation of e-governance. E-governance should be imposed in the administrative setup, in the finance and accounts, in the examination, calling for the applications from the students, fees payment, downloading the hall ticket, results, everything of the examination department must be through e-governance, and student admission and various support activities to the students in the form of either scholarships or otherwise attendance, preparation of the timetable, fees payment, everything must be automatically done. If we say that, if the IQAC uploads a data that our college has beautiful e-governance system covering across areas, they are asking for the screenshots under the vendor who supplied this software. Next one, this is what is crucial for the faculty members, that the management has to see that, the college administration has to see that how the faculty are empowered to do all these things. చేయలేదు మీరు ఏం చెయ్యరు అనేటువంటివి మనం చెయ్యకపోయాం అనుకోండి, ఫ్యాకల్టీ మెంబర్స్గా మనం ఫీల్ అవ్వచ్చు. ఎప్పుడు మనకి కావాల్సినటువంటి బేసిక్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ కానీ, మనకి ట్రైనింగ్ కానీ, రిక్వైర్డ్ రిసోర్సెస్ కానీ ఇలాంటివి మనకి ఇచ్చినప్పుడు, therefore welfare measures must be taken up by the administration and management for both teaching and non-teaching staff. And our career development, they have to help us. They have to organize conferences, refreshers. They have to they have to encourage the faculty members to attend conferences, refresher courses. This is professional development. P stands for here professional, F stands for faculty. professional development programs, workshops, short-term courses of duration 1 week to 15 days, and encouraging the faculty members to the board of studies members of other colleges. Most of the autonomous colleges, what they do is they want every member to be a board of studies member on their college, other college members, but they do not allow their members to go to other colleges or work will be disturbed. That dual-tongued policy is not correct. If we want members from other college, we should allow. And also IQAC coordinator has to upload these BOS letters attended to the other colleges so that we can claim some 5 points. The next one, management has to, or the college has to encourage the faculty members to be the members of the professional bodies, and if possible, some financial support can also be given to the members or the faculty members to register for these professional bodies, financial support, to attend even the workshops also financial support. And IQSA and the college has to organize face-to-face workshops and also online workshops, both face-to-face and online. If for the whole, if you are organizing it for your faculty members, organize face-to-face. If you are doing it on a grand scale for other college members, also do it online. Next, a performance appraisal system. Already I touched upon this. Next one is to upgrade. All these things are for upgrading the professional competency of the staff to achieve the policies, the governance, the leadership, the documents we made to become a reality. This is another one is the financial management. Of course, the college faculty members have very less role to do this. Only the management and some principal and higher officials, finance committee members, they will take up this issue, where how the resources are mobilized. These are the resources. This is resource mobilization is not regarding the resources that are obtained under criteria 3 from the government agencies. UGC alanti kaadu, from non-government agencies. What are the policies and documents, and how these the resources are utilized. What happens is in some colleges, the resources are utilized only for one activity or one department, or otherwise whoever is close or otherwise whoever is approachable. And the managements, of course, they will take judicious decision. Don't think otherwise. If a department or if an organ is not performing, and if they feel that this amount is given to this one, that this will be waste, and hence generally they give the amounts or they allocate the budget to the departments which make use of them to the maximum possible extent. And annual statements of the accounts must always be audited, must compulsorily audited, both internal and external audit. Next one is, if any audit objections are there, they must be addressed by the college. Then only we will get the utilization certificates. These utilization certificates need to be uploaded to the websites or otherwise to UGC and other finance providing agencies. As I explained to you, this is the IQSA already over. Now, everything is over. IQSA has to participate in NIRF and also for ISO certification, etc. And in conclusion, if our institution and if the faculty members have self-regulation and our responsibilities, if you know, then only we will achieve a quality on the campus. This will be done. This quality management aspects must be not only in one or two aspects of the institution, in all academic and administrative aspects. This will be successful with the cooperation from the regulating agencies. Mostly we are facing problems from regulating agencies. We do not have problems from the management. We do not have problems from the faculty and other stakeholders. If there is a cooperation among all these things, the regulating agencies, managements, the faculty members and other stakeholders, then it will lead to the success of any institution in its governance, leadership, and management. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am highly thankful to the management, the faculty members, IQAC, and all the participants for providing me an opportunity to share what I know regarding this criteria 6, and for your patient listening, my dear participants. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for an excellent presentation on activities of IQAC. Your message was what we exactly need for NAAC accreditation, and it was very interesting and highly informative on governance, leadership, and management. Now, I invite Dr. K. Shobha Rani, Department of Chemistry, to introduce Dr. A. Annapurna Garu, Government College, Rajahmundry.
Subbara garu, can I leave? Subbara garu. Madam Saujanya garu,
Sir,
ma
one
నేను
minute.
ఎడిపో నేను వెళ్ళొచ్చా నేను can I leave?
No.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
ఏమన్నా
Is any participants have any queries? Apart from the appreciation, is any participants have queries? Please, you can ask. After that, Shobharani madam will invite. Three participants raised their hand. Sir, VSV Krishnamurthy asking, how can the donations given by the donors directly to the students to be audited?
okay. They need not be audited, there is no problem. Yet we have procedures, no problem at all. If you go for a registered chartered accountant, generally all the colleges take the services of the registered chartered accountant. And the college finance committee and the management have different accounts for the different financial resources. Resources received from the government will have one account. Resources received from the old biases will have another account, and resources received from the philanthropists will have another account. And those accounts can be audited by the local chartered accountant adopted by the college. There is no problem at all. Even for example, if I gave 1,000 rupees to a student, you note it, you have to deposit it in a bank account, then take account of statement and income and go it to the auditor, get it signed. Then it's not a major problem. Only as far as the government funds are concerned, we will get a major problem in auditing. Otherwise, if it is in the case of these funds, there is no problem. We have every time we have a scope for changing this one. If something is not utilized, it can be shown. If something is utilized for some other purpose, we can always, there is always a scope for changing this one. There is no problem at all. Everyone can go, every paisa can be audited, no problem at all. It can be done. You can give a certificate to them also that this person has donated, like that.
D. Suhasini, Computer Science, Madam is asking, sir, we have to prepare report if attended any seminar or webinars like that.
Yes, Madam Garu. The thing is, if we are claiming for being either aided faculty member or a government permanent lecturer, if you are claiming for the API scores, only certain certificates are valid. That is, mere attendance in a webinar or otherwise in a seminar is of no use for getting the points. However, attending the webinars and without any presentation in seminars is also useful for the college, that faculty member, and for other purposes. Just simply for claiming some points under API, the regulations are there, the rules are there. Whereas a certificate, for example, I participated in today's workshop, in this 5-day workshop, and this 5-day workshop has a use to me. And Dr. Subbarao Garu or IQAC coordinator of your college is uploading the documents. They can show all these things. They all carry weightage. They add some value to your institution and the faculty members. So don't be of the opinion that only presentation is useful. Even presentation, even a participation in a webinar or a seminar will fetch you some knowledge to enhance your abilities, and then you can raise to the level of presentation. Then there is no problem. Presentation is only for getting marks. Leave it. That's all. Okay, madam.
Raju Lakshmini want to ask. Sir, Dhanna, sir, unmute.
Hello.
Hello, please tell me, sir.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is Dr. Karun Kumar from Andhra Lela College, sir. Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers for arranging such a wonderful session from you. I want to ask you one question, sir. You nicely explained the role of IQAC in shaping or in preparing extensively for the NAAC. But I want to ask you to throw some light on the role of IQAC in very inception of a lecturer into the college.
Yes, sir. As already I touched on in my presentation that in the form of the induction program, when a faculty member is recruited by the management or the government.
I'm asking about the recruitment itself, sir. After the recruitment, you explained very nicely, sir.
Yes. The
What is
problem
the role of IQAC in the recruitment of a
the problem is IQAC has nothing to do with this recruitment policy. IQAC cannot take a decision in recruit. It is the management, the principal, and other even officials are also not allowed. They have certain rules and guidelines. IQAC can only suggest afterwards if we want. That's all. IQAC coordinator or IQAC cannot be a member of the recruiting agency.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
There are no guidelines or regulations saying that IQAC member must be a member of the recruiting board. No such
But
guideline.
in one seminar at Central University, Hyderabad, sir, the IQAC coordinator, he himself said that they will be a member.
Yes. I attended that seminar also, sir. There they have devised their own policy.
Okay, sir. Okay.
That's their own policy of incorporating a SAR పేరు కూడా నాకు గుర్తు మనం మధ్యనే వెళ్ళాము దానికి I think.
Yes, sir.
He told it.
Professor Rajshekar.
Yes, Professor Rajshekar. It's true. If the college management so feels that IQAC coordinator is required in this committee, they can keep it like that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Karun Kumar garu.
Raju, sir.
Hello.
Sir, Raju garu cheppandi.
Sir, very good morning, sir. Thank you for
Very
your
good
elaborative lecture. This is Rajiv Lakkineni, working as a lecturer in VSR&NVRCOLLEGE, sir. Sir, my question is the feedback form should be in objective type or descriptive also?
Yes. Questionnaires are of two types. One is called a closed questionnaire and the other one is called a open questionnaire. The problem with open questionnaire means a descriptive type of questionnaire. Open questionnaire is that you have to provide sheets and sheets to the students or otherwise from whom we are taking feedback, and hence they will write everything possible. And also it's very difficult to summarize that feedback data in the form of descriptive, and hence when it comes to either survey or feedback, most of the cases it's an objective one, preferably a multiple choice. There, of course, when we go to the sampling techniques or the how survey is conducted, there are a number of demerits of this closed questionnaire. Yet NAAC also has given a blended questionnaire. It consists of 20 questions of multiple choice and 1 question with 3 suggestions of open type. So if you want some freedom to be given to the students to our stakeholders to get feedback, you devise some objective type questions, most of the objective type questions, and provide some space, any other suggestions, any other remarks, like that it will be better. For any feedback it will be better. That's why any feedback form consists of both these with overweightage to the multiple choice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Good, Raju. Very good question, Raju. Right, madam.
From Nageshwar Rao garu. For department activities, from which budget we can carry out activities by various departments?
Yes. It depends on the college, whether it's a government college or otherwise a private aided college. If it is the aided college, It is the management and the administrative setup that allocates some amount from either a fees or from the management fund or collecting some amount from the students exclusively for that purpose. We do not have a separate account for student support activities like this. Only thing is, for example, from tuition fees you cannot collect, from special fees you cannot collect, from laboratory fees you cannot deduct. The management takes a decision. For example, if they are organizing some events under subject, if it is the autonomous college, then from the autonomous grants, we have 20 lakhs of rupees to the autonomous grants. And by the end of the March, every college prepares the list of the activities and the amounts that are to be allocated under each head. There, we have a column called retraining of faculty members. There is an option for retraining of faculty members. There is an option for organizing workshops, seminars, etc. to the tune of approximately 2.5 lakhs to 3 lakhs you can have. From that autonomous account you can take. If it is an affiliated college only, if it is not an autonomous college, affiliated college does not get this autonomous grant. Therefore, affiliated college has to devise its own means and measures to suit those needs. That's why most of the colleges, what they do is they create student groups among the classes, and the students they elect a leader and they will collect 10 rupees, 20 rupees for each activity, 30 into 2600, 30 into 100, 3000 rupees like that, and they will organize the activities if it benefits the students. If it benefits the college or from the college side, management and the administration has to provide.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. There are no established norms and procedures for this.
సార్ శ్రీనివాస్ గారు,
Sir, please.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్. నేను డాక్టర్ గంగాధరరావు, డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ మ్యాథమెటిక్స్. ఒక డౌట్ సార్,
చెప్పండి.
అకాడమిక్ క్యాలెండర్ ఇందాక మీరు అన్నట్టుగా చివరిలో అప్లోడ్ చేయటం ఏదైనా కానీ జరిగి ఉండొచ్చు. అది మనం ముందే అప్లోడ్ చేసి దాని ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్లో ఏమైనా డీవియేషన్లు ఉంటే ఏమన్నా మనకి ఇబ్బందులు ఉంటాయి.
అందుకే మొదట్లోనే మనము అప్లోడ్ చేయట్లేదు సార్, ప్రిపరేషన్ అని చెప్పాను అన్నమాట నేను. Academic calendar is to be prepared at the beginning of the academic year, and that academic calendar format suggested by APCCE మనకి ఇచ్చింది అనమాట, ఒక సజెషన్ ఇచ్చింది, మన దగ్గర ఉంటుంది. మీ దగ్గర కాపీ లేకపోతే నేను పంపిస్తాను. వెదర్ ది యాక్టివిటీ వాజ్ కండక్టెడ్ ఆర్ నాట్. ఇఫ్ ద యాక్టివిటీ is not conducted, what is the reason? When was it conducted later? Or if not conducted, any other reasons we can write, and this is to be uploaded at the end of the academic year. One is a tentative one, the other one is the implemented one. Tentative one you can upload, there is no problem. If you propose 100 activities, because of various calamities and various reasons you could be able to complete only 10 activities, you quote only those 10. There is no problem at all, nothing is wrong.
ఓకే సార్, వన్ మోర్ క్వశ్చన్ సార్. మనం ప్రతి సంవత్సరం AAA అకాడమిక్ ఆడిట్, అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ ఆడిట్ చేస్తున్నాము.
అవునండి,
మేము కూడా ఒక 5-6 ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఆడిట్ వెళుతున్నాము.
అవునండి.
దాని ఫాలో అప్ ఏమన్నా ఉంటుందా అసలు?
దాని ఫాలో గవర్నమెంట్ సైడ్ అంటే ఏంటంటే సారు, మీకు తెలుసు, మీరు వచ్చారు అకాడమిక్ ఆడిట్ చాలాసార్లు వచ్చారు కాబట్టి, ఈ అకాడమిక్ ఆడిట్ ఫార్మ్స్ చేసినటువంటి కమిటీలో కూడా నేను ఒక మెంబర్, మెయిన్ మెంబర్ నేను కూడా ఉన్నాను. అట్లీస్ట్ సర్టెన్ first time when we started this academic and administrative audit, we implemented it only for the government colleges. And after 2 years of the successful implementation of this academic and administrative colleges, our present RJD of Rajahmundry, that is zones 1 and 2, he extended it to the autonomous colleges also and affiliated colleges. Then the purpose of this academic and administrative audit for the government colleges is to identify the loopholes and to support them. Whereas when it comes to the affiliated and autonomous colleges, it's only to identify our loopholes, not even the strengths, and they do not give us any support at all. Only thing is they will take the information because they are our paymasters, that's all.
Okay sir, thank you.
Thank you sir. But at the same time, we have to appreciate APCCE that because of APCCE only, every affiliated and autonomous college has recognized the importance of academic audit, and thus it lessened the burden of the colleges and also the IQAC coordinators of the college. Thanks. It's a very nice activity taken up by the APCCA, which benefited the colleges to introspect and to take self measures among the colleges. Thank you, sir. A very good, very nice question also, sir. Gangadhar garu.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, sir. Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir. Please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now we are closing the question
Madam,
section,
just
sir.
one
Question and
question, madam.
answers. Thank you for your
Hello, madam.
clean and clear response, sir.
Hello. Madam, one question, madam.
Okay, sir. Last question. Please ask, sir.
Okay. Sir. Sir, I am Dr. K. Venkatra from Badvel, sir. Karva district.
Okay, Venkatra garu Badvel చెప్పండి సార్.
ఓకే సార్, ఇప్పుడు ఈ మనకి ఏపీఐ స్కోర్ ఫార్మాట్ లో ఈ సెమినార్ సర్టిఫికేట్స్ గురించి అసలు ఏం అడగట్లేదు, అందు ముందు అడిగేవాళ్ళు.
అవును సార్, అవునవును. అంటే చెబుతాను. అంటే ఏం చేశామంటే మనం కాలేజీ లెక్చరర్స్ అందరం కూడా పెద్ద మాకు రీసెర్చ్ ఇవన్నీ ఏవి లేవని చెప్పి అడిగితే ఈజీ చేశారు మనకి. ఫస్ట్ సెకండ్ ప్యాటర్న్ లో ఓన్లీ గుడ్ అంటే చాలు, గుడ్ సాటిస్ఫాక్టరీ. సో యు ఆర్ లక్కీ. అన్నెసరీగా ఇప్పుడు మనం టచ్ చేసామనుకోండి మళ్ళీ పాయింట్స్ పెట్టి తగ్గిస్తారు, వద్దు. సో ఓన్లీ రీసెర్చ్ యాక్టివిటీ వాళ్ళకే అది, అవార్డ్స్ కావాల్సిన వాళ్ళకి అది.
ఓకే థ్యాంక్ యూ. కానీ సిఎస్ గా వస్తారు కదా సార్ ఈ సర్టిఫికేట్స్ అనేవి?
మరి సిఏఎస్ లో మినిమం పాయింట్స్ పెట్టారు, ఎక్కువ బెట్ల తగ్గి బాగా చాలా పర్వాలేదు, చాలా రేషనల్ గానే ఉంది సిఏఎస్ కూడా. మినిమం మరి రీసెర్చ్ అట్లాగా సార్, రీసెర్చ్ లేకుండా హౌ కెన్ వి ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ పేమెంట్ 4B అందుకని మినిమం ఉండాలి అది.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ సార్.
రైట్ సార్. ఓకే సుబ్బారావు గారు, లెట్ us close. మీటింగ్ టైం అయింది ఒకటి.
సౌజన్య సౌజన్య చేసుకోలేదు.
Now I invite Dr. K. Shobharani, Department of Chemistry, to introduce Dr. A. Annapurna Garu, Government College, Rajahmundry.
Thank you, madam. A very good morning to all the dignitaries, delegates from the various colleges and my dear colleagues. This is Dr. K. Shobharani, Department of Chemistry, in charge of VSR&NVR College. It gives me great pleasure to introduce today's resource person, Dr. A. Annapurna, Lecturer in Commerce, Government College, Rajahmundry. Madam has 18 years of teaching experience in commerce subject. Srimati A. Annapurna Garu, after completing her master's degree in commerce, she qualified APPSC examination and got selected as junior lecturer. Sri A. Annapurna Garu joined in government service in 2002 as a junior lecturer, and in the year 2011, she got promoted as the degree college lecturer. Madam was awarded PhD degree on women empowerment through microfinance, a study of small help groups, bank linkage program in East Godavari district in the year 2013 from SV University, Tirupati. She published 2 research papers in national and international journal. Madam has worked as a coordinator for internal quality assurance cell from October 2013 to September 2014 in SVD Government College, Nedadavolu, West Godavari district, and she is still working as a coordinator for IQAC since 2017 in Government College, Rajahmundry. Madam has also worked as an entrepreneurship skill trainer under Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Madam has also published a book entitled microfinance, and self-help groups in the year 2018. Madam has coordinated and guided many number of study projects for UG and PG students. Madam has organized a Market Fest for a series of 3 years from 2015 in Government College, Rajahmundry. Madam has also acted as an editor for Department of Commerce magazine for 2 years, that is 2016 and 17, in Government College, Rajahmundry. She has
Thank you, madam, for your delightful presentation. Now, I request Dr. A. Annapurna Garu to deliver her speech. Welcome you, ma'am. Madam, please.
Madam, can you?
Your voice is not audible.
కొంచెం నెట్వర్క్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది మేడం గారు. మేడం గారు మీకు కొంచెం నెట్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది, టెక్నికల్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది చూడండి. వాయిస్ బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది.
Hello, is it clear now? I think I have got some disturbance.
Yes, madam, we are listening to you, but very low, madam. Voice is very.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, madam, you are audible, but your voice is very.
ఒక్కసారి నేను ఆడియో చాలా వీక్గా ఉందంటున్నాను. నెట్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉందేమో ఒక్కసారి మీది ఏదైనా పట్టుకోండి.
Madam, your screen is not visible.
Just a few.
Saujanya, can you hear me? Sir, madam is having some technical problem. Saujanya, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
She is having some technical problem and she will get back to us in a few seconds.
Okay. We are very sorry to inform there is some technical problem. Madam will be in 2 or 3 minutes. Please kindly cooperate with us. Sir, is rectified. Anushka has head problem. She will be in 5 minutes. Is any participant want to share this 4 days experience with us? Dr. Jitendra Patikar. Sandra sir, can you allow you to unmute? Dr. Jitendra Patikar. Please unmute him, sir. We want to share.
Who wants to? Sir, Saudanya.
Sir, Madam connected, sir. Sir, please unmute Jitendra.
Yeah. Chandran left, it seems he left the webinar. He left the webinar, it seems. Good answer, sir. మేడం గారు మీ కోహోస్ట్ ఇచ్చాను చూడండి ఒకసారి అనుకున్న మేడం గారు అనుకోండి మేడం గారు యువర్ వాయిస్ ఇస్ నాట్
Hello,
Yeah, madam.
Madam, your
It is all right. It's all right.
is it audible now?
All right.
Yes, madam.
Yeah. It is all right.
Thank you. Hello. Someone is saying it is not clear. Just a check. Hello, madam. Can you tell me if I am audible clear? Is my
Yes, madam.
audio?
It's clear, madam. You can
Okay. Thank you. So good morning, all of you. So at the outset, accept my sincere apologies for the interruption caused, and very warm welcome to all participants. And also, I would like to express my sincere thanks for the organizers, VSR and NVR College, for organizing such a nice program, which is very apt in this hour, because assessment has become very hectic today, and people all over are just scared of this new pattern which has emerged through this ICT mode. And all of you have heard of, during these 5 days, this is the 5th day, and the ultimate topic we are going to discuss today, which I am given to present for you, the 7th criteria. I thank Saujanya madam and the organizers for introducing myself. Thank you for giving me such a nice introduction, ma'am. Now let me come into the subject. Institutional values and practices. The heading itself is going to give us, is telling us what we have been doing all over in academics. So here the assessment point is going to assess our attitude, the institution's attitude, its practice, how it has been looking at the various aspects of its functions, right from academics, curriculum, teaching, learning, research, resources, infrastructure, and also how it is being managed. So all perspectives which have been dealt with right from criteria 1 to 6 are going to be projected. సో అక్కడ ఏం చేశాము అనేది చెప్పారు, ఏం చెయ్యాలి అనేది చెప్పున్నాము. వాట్ హ్యాస్ బీన్ ఆస్డ్, what is going to be judged as the quality parameter is being projected under various criteria. And this is only a comprehension of what we have done. We, in the sense, the institution has been doing all over these years to meet its commitments towards academic enrichment and towards the society, towards the values it has imbibed over the period. So let me start my presentation kindly. ఇంకా అవసరం లేదా పట్టుకోకర్లా థ్యాంక్ యూ షేరింగ్ So, is my screen visible? Could anyone answer me?
Yes, madam. You carry on. It is visible, madam.
So, this is the criteria 7. We are going to discuss about the institutional values and best practices. The stars here indicate that this is a crucial criteria which has got no chance of opting out. It's a mandatory thing because the institution is going to be judged on the values and its best practices. So values, first I would like to discuss about the various terminologies, how we have to understand this. So the values are nothing but the choice of the higher education institutions about what they need to take it for themselves to achieve their goals. So values are like the DNA of the institution, which are going to determine the professional standards on which stakeholders' decisions rely. So the stakeholder, as earlier I listened to the presentation by Srinivas Rao Garu, he was mentioning that parents were actually referring to the NIRF ranking and NAAC accreditations before deciding upon whether their ward has to be joined in a particular institution or not. So these values are just a replication of what the institution has been doing all over the years. These are nothing but the principles or the standards of behavior which is important to the life of the institution. How the institution conducts its academics, in simple terms, how the academics are being conducted. So coming to institutional values. So institutional values reflect upon the institutional values reflect upon the autonomy and responsibility of the institution. They refer to the academic freedom with which the organization, the institution as such, is operating. It is relating to the global outlook, the excellence, the creativity, and more so, it relates to the social responsibility, the diversity, the pluralism, the inclusiveness, and the health, well-being, and caring for the community. It is an it also reflects upon the integrity of the organization. So these form the values with which the institution is going to work with. So the next important terminology here, which we need to understand, is social responsibility. So what actually social responsibility could mean? How an institution can discharge its duty, responsibility towards the society. It means while carrying on its curriculum, its academic business, inclusion of stakeholders, engaging the society who are interested in our institutional activities, either in the form of designing the program, delivering, evaluating, research, and development. Incorporation of major social issues in the thematic teaching and research. External social values and outward looking to identify the pressing issues of the economy at varying levels with special relevance to the local situations. Like today, how we are going to address the problem which is emerging all over and which we are also into that problem. How we are going to come out of the pandemic situation. So what measures we do and what we suggest, how we help the community. These are all form our social responsibility. Strategies evolved to prepare young generations to promote entrepreneurial culture, relevant to the local communities and committed to sustainability. This, in brief, are the various definitions or the possible perceptions of social responsibilities. Coming to the next one, best practices refer to guidelines and ethics, which efficiently and effectively help in conducting a course of action. Here, efficiency means where the cost involved is minimum or less, and the risk factor of achieving the target or objective of the action is low. Effectiveness is judged with the maximum satisfaction or advantage or output from an action. So why we are actually into this means there is a major issue while the institutions are compiling this particular criteria, because there is always a doubt what we mean by best practices, how best we can project it, what is best, what are values, what are the responsibilities we have to discharge, what is expected. Though we have been doing all this from our end, the way we project is more important here. Projection counts here. So these are not unique and not the same for every institution. Each and every institution has got its own methods, its own values, its own mechanisms to perform its academical and administrative activities. So this gives the need for us to understand these terminologies which are being defined by various institutions today, because this has become a parameter for assessing the quality of any institution before they are being accredited. So a brief about the ideal practices, best practices. What could be a best practice? One which is replicable, which can be used again and again, adaptable, transferable, and more so, minimize failures and implementable and reduce failures to the maximum extent. So best practices are all pervasive. They are there in the academics. As I said earlier, teaching, learning, research, responsibility, and the way we are accountable, held responsible, and we bear the responsibility for making use of the resources. Administration, internal management, here external management, how we maintain the relations with others, and all the functions of the office. Maintenance, organizational aspects are also where practices could be unique. Maintenance of the assets of the organization, upkeeping of the things, dealing with people and money. Stages of the best practices. So before we try to define something as the best, we have to identify, implement, institutionalize, internalize, and disseminate. What is the result? So identification of the best practices could be well made by focusing on the institutional goals, which is very clearly spelled in our vision statement. In the same way, pedagogical requirements, the pattern in which we are going to make the students learn something, depending on their requirements. Global concern. So the concern which is having, while adopting our own methods, how we best suit to the global requirements and the local context. Nature of the learners, staff competencies are again another area where you can identify the best practices. Infrastructure facilities, the facilities which are available here. What are the standards? What are the global standards? What is expected of the academical atmosphere? And how we are going to facilitate the learning atmosphere in our college or institution. So governance, as already said, these are all covered. And what practices we adopt becomes the best once the outcome is to the satisfaction of our own self and also for the governing, meeting the administrative aspects. So implementation requires planning, accumulation of the resources, building the competences, capacity building, then monitoring the implementation, and finally evaluating what is the final result of our practice. So here implementation requires action, performance, and no to the cynicism hinders, and limitations, keep it in mind, are mostly imaginary. So whatever change we want to bring about, whatever we want to bring into action, we must believe in it, and we must be the change that we wish to see in others. This is a quotation from Gandhi ji. Institutionalization is nothing but an integral part of working, the manner in which the organization works. If individually managed, it means risk of disruption or half-heartedness must be reduced. Continuance and sustainability must be encouraged. And institutionalization of any practice is the final solution for achieving our goals. So internalization is nothing but it is the attitude which is more important. The persons, the people, or the students, the mindset with which they work out is going to determine the success of the practice. So we are what we repeatedly do, and the BPs are assimilated, are ingrained in our manner of working. So it is the habit, the nature and characteristic which is going to come up with the internalization aspect of the practices. So on an aggregate, it is nothing but it evolves into a tradition, an ethos. Dissemination of business practice, best practices means here how well we are able to apply it, diffuse it into the society. What are the feasibilities and adaptability of our practices? Benefits from each other's experience, because no practice is priorly determined that this will give the concerned output. So here it is learning by doing. Trial and error basis is going to work here. Databases, reviews and records of success. And here again, the IQAC being a source where data are collected, and it is an eye, third eye for the institution, which is going to internally view the functioning of the organization for betterment, and also project the institution's functions to the external bodies to gain the best accreditation and values from their side. So outcome of the best practices usually converge into the institutional goals, the learner's goals of learning, making learning possible, fit into the national and or state level educational policies, career enablement, and enable the career advancement of both the teacher and the taught, and national development, and also inculcate the social and spiritual values. So distinction. This is the important thing, which out of the values, out of the practices, over a period of time, result in emerging, making the institution a unique one, a unique organization, and unique institution with compared to other industries or other organizations in the industry. So this is distinctiveness. So this need not be usually the same for one and other institution, though we are governed by the same rules, procedures, norms, etc. We do feel that we are all belong to the same fraternity. But when it comes to assessment point, when it comes to the institution, we are all individuals in our own self. And in the same way, our institution is also a unique organization, in its own self, and contributing to the national development and the society. So with these few words, now I would like to take you to the assessment point and how best we can project ourselves, because this particular criteria is a term which is very easy to understand, but it is very, very difficult to project it to others for making an evaluation. This is a qualitative aspect. What values we have got, what best practices we have got, what is the distinction we have made. Never earlier these have been, pains have been taken to quantify these terms, but the fruits of them were enjoyed. But today we are forced to bring them into numbers. Why means these numbers are going to be assessed. These are going to be projected. We have to give the SD of our institution in this particular criteria. So institutional values and best practices are one and the same for any level of the institution, educational institution, either an university, an autonomous body, or an affiliated institution. So this is categorized into three key indicators, three levels of assessment. One, institutional values and social responsibilities are judged. Carrying, see the metrics, that is metrics here refer to, as you would have already been known about it. Metrics are the measuring scales for giving the assessment. What weights are given to these particular aspect of values and social responsibilities. So here, this alone carries 50 points. That means half of the criteria, this particular institutional values is focused on institutional values and social responsibilities. So there are 11 metrics, 11 measuring aspects which are going to judge these particular institutional values and social responsibilities. Now, let me be clear here. Values are individual. Responsibilities are the choice of the organization. But now, today, we are forced to match our values, our social responsibilities towards the assessing parameters, the assessing metrics here. So, whatever we have been doing so long must be mapped to these metrics, these measuring rods, and projected. This is so simple. The task of any IQAC team or NAAC steering team while uploading is confined to only map what has been done so long to the metrics given here. So a clear understanding of this, a little bit of exercise to map them will be sufficient to gain these points here. Similarly, the next point is best practices. The best practices, why I gave a brief introduction of what means best practices is these are the various perceptions which have been emerged, and these are not going to be static or constant. We can project anything as best practice if we can showcase that it has yielded maximum satisfaction. Satisfaction to the objective with which the action has been conducted. Satisfaction to the student or the stakeholder for whom the particular service or course of action is meant for. And finally, it carries 30 points, 30 weight points. And here, coming to the final one, the institutional distinctiveness. Distinctiveness is nothing but the one which the institution has been practicing over a period of time and given a sort of identity, a unique identity by the society to the institution. So this carries 20 points. All in all, this particular criteria, we have got 7 qualitative metrics and 6 quantitative metrics with a total of 100 weight points. Here, 7 qualitative metrics, as already you would have come across in the earlier criterions, where qualitative metrics are asking us to say what we have done, project it on our own words, giving us a limitation for expressing our idea. And here 6 quantitative metrics are given. Quantitative metrics are to be projected in terms of quantifiable numbers or tangible things. Tangible, which we can see. So here just you see, observe here, 100 weight points means in our accreditation assessment point, in a 4 scale we are going to, in a 5 scale we are going to be assessed, right, from 0 to 4. And 100 weight points means 400 points we are going to gain by simply showing what we have done according to the assessment points they have asked. How we need to project them. It's so simple, so simple. And easily the institution can gain these points just by doing what is being treated as a standard for, and you just remember here, standard in the sense these are all global standards which NAAC has brought into in its new RAF pattern. So our accreditation means a global accreditation. So global accreditation means we are going to be projected on the universe chart with our points. So that is the importance here. And NAAC has given certain options too in various, while we were being presented for the earlier criterions, you would have come across, there are certain mandatory compulsory metrics which we cannot avoid, and certain things which we can choose to skip. And we'll be assessed only for the remaining part. Whereas when it comes to this criteria 7, these 400 points are mandatory for any institution. So a clear understanding will make this 400 marks for the 1000 marks, which are grade points, which we are going to earn, a very easy task. So this is another equation where I have given, this is the institutional, the first category, institutional values and best practices structure. The institutional values here, we have got, I said already 1 to 11 points are here. And among these, right from 1 to 11, QLMs are 5. So giving a grade point, grade weight points of 23 grade weight points are given. That means 23 into just 4. And the QNMs, that is the qualitative metrics, are 6. Coming to the next one, best practices, it is again a descriptive one, carrying 30 weight points, and distinctiveness, just 1. And here again, the weight points given is 20. 20 means 20 into 4, 30 into 4, 23 into 4, and so on. So this is how the structure is emerged. Now, I think we'll go into the measuring metrics. These are all the various metrics where the institutional values and responsibilities are assessed, because these are quite large number are there. And today, the pressing issues, certain values are focused upon to judge upon the values of the institution. And most commonly, these are all the Millennium Development Goals and those which are propagated over the universe to meet upon the targets which are fixed by them. So the first one is the institutions measure for promotion of gender equity. Just to see here, last 5 years. So right from when we are going to prepare our SSR, just make a previous 5 years period. Try to get the gender equity and sensitization programs, which are both incorporated in the curricular and also in extracurricular activities. Here the description, again here a few comments. We can focus upon the facilities which are made available for women on campus, not exceeding 500 words. So here my suggestion is, small suggestion is, try to gather whatever has been done. Don't confine to this 500 words first. Why I am saying this is, once we first get the things done here, what has happened if we have got a thorough knowledge of it? The best of the best could be projected within this 500 words. And what is asked here, provide web link to the annual gender sensitization action plan. The action plans have to be projected. And the specific facilities provided for women in terms of safety, security, counseling, common rooms, daycare centers for young children, and any other which your institution would have facilitated for gender sensitization. Gender here necessarily need not be women alone. It could be in common, both for men and women also. But this particular area, women are focused. So this alone carries 5 weight points. See how simple it is to project it. Coming to the next one. The second one is the facilities which are made available for making use of alternate sources. These are more towards the sustainability and consciousness of maintaining the environment. Here, the energy, the institutional facilities which are made use for conservation of energy. And solar energy is one point, biogas plant, wheeling to the grid of conservation, sensor-based energy, use of LED bulbs, and power efficient equipments. These are to be projected for the year when we are going to apply for the accreditation. When the year when you are going to submit the current year, they will say. So solar energy, wheeling to the grid, biogas, whatever facilities are there in our college can be shown here. So the options here is 4 or all of the above, any 2 of the above, any 3, any 1. Just we can understand where we stand just by having a focus on this. This is 5 means 5 into 4, 20 weight, 20 grade points will be allotted here. So how we can project this? What we can do? What simply he is asking us to show the geotagged photographs, nothing but geotagged photographs. And if we have got anything else to say, that could also be projected with uploading the supporting pictures. So the third QLM here is the facilities in the institution for managing degradable and non-degradable waste, solid waste system, liquid waste system, biomedical waste systems, e-waste systems, waste recycling systems, and the hazardous chemicals and radioactive waste management. There would be something in existence, simply project them. Here, what the documents required are agreements or MOUs with government or any approved agencies and the geotagged photographs of the facilities available. Next, we come to the next quantitative metric is the assessment point is water conventional facilities available in the organization. Rainwater harvesting, borewell or an open well recharge, or construction of tanks and bunds, wastewater recycling, and maintenance of water bodies or distribution. So here again, facilities, whatever is available could be projected. And depending upon the size and need of the organization, these facilities can be showcased upon. And here it is 4 weight points, which means it is 16 grade points would be added here. We need to show them the geotagged photographs and also the videos possible. So green campus initiatives is the next practice, that is a quantitative metric, where restricted entry of automobiles could be one practice, or use of bicycles or battery powered vehicles, or pedestrian friendly pathways, or ban on use of plastics, landscaping with trees and plants. So again, the option is any of them. So as your response moves to the higher level, that is A, any 4 or all of the above or even more than that, naturally will yield us our will slide our scale to the highest point. Here again, we need the various policy documents, circulations, circulars which are being circulated for the implementation of the policy and so on, and geotagged photos. So quality audits and environments and energy regularly undertaken by the institutions. So these have already, you would have come across all these points earlier too. We have got green audit, energy audit, environmental audit, clean and green awards, beyond campus promotional activities, that is into the society. So here again, the reports are important. Reports on environment, energy audits, and any other audit which the organization, the institution would have made. The certificates given by the auditing agencies need to be uploaded. And coming to disabled friendliness, the facilities which are available in the organization, the ramps, washrooms, paths, lights, display boards, signboards, or any assistive technology, or any software or accessible website, screen reading softwares, mechanisms and equipment, machinery, human assistants, reader, scribes, soft copies, which we usually have in all our institutions at the time of examinations and other things, screen reading material, all this. So here again, the options we can, whatever is available, we can go. And again, I repeat, if we are in the top, where we can say that we have got all, means we'll have the highest scaling while assessing. And as our response moves to the lower level, maybe we can fear that our scale, measuring scale also, assessing scale will also be lowered. And the simple proof which we need to provide here is a document, the brochures in support of the service we are facilities we are going to give them, and the geotagged photographs and videos which are available, and also the details of any software procured. Describe the institutions supporting for providing inclusive environment, this which we all have been doing all over our service. Tolerance and harmony towards cultural, regional, linguistic, communal, social, and economical, and also other diversities through various activities, observing various days, we're celebrating various occasions, raising our voice towards any sort of safety measure or any sort of discrepancy in the society. All this will be accounted here, can be accounted here, and web link relating to this, and our activity, the college activity register, which reflects upon these activities, is important. And now sensitization of the students and employees to the constitutional obligations, the values, rights, duties, and responsibilities of the citizens. Here we have to pay some little attention, because usually these are given to us by our recruiting bodies, and we take it for granted that at an institutional level, these may not be projected. This is the usual practice which we observe everywhere, unless there are certain institutions which actually go with the expressed way of bringing them out. So here, these whatever obligations are there, whatever SOPs, we call them as the standard procedures, the rights, the duties, the job charts, as you have seen in the 6th criteria. These have to be percolated into the minds of the teaching, non-teaching, students, and every stakeholder of the organization. So what all we have done here have to be projected. This is a qualitative metric. Coming to the next one, prescribed code of conduct for students, teachers, administrators, other staff, by each and every position we give in the organogram must be spelled out here. That is right from management to the down level student and the society in general. So anyone who is going to be involved in the functioning of the organization, their code of conduct must be spelled out here. So here we are given the what we need to do is it should be uploaded in the website, displayed in the website. Committee has to be formed for this. The professional ethics programs need to be organized for the students, teachers, administrators, and every other person. Annual awareness programs on the code of conduct. Whatever we have done need to be projected here in the website. So these are the areas which are going to determine how we need to function. And in this key indicator, we are coming to the last one, that is the 11th one. This is again an qualitative metric where the institution's celebration of the national, international, or commemorative days, events, and festivals. So for the last 5 years, a brief report of every celebration has to be given here. And the photographs or any paper clippings or any support documents. So coming to the best practices, this is the next metric, a key indicator for this 7th criteria, best practices. Any 2 best practices ought to be mentioned here, carrying 30 points alone for both best practices, implemented and projected as per the requirement of the NAAC. So NAAC has given a format how the best practice could be projected. So this must be reflected in the website. So this is a brief about the format given there. The title of the practice, which we identify for projecting as the best, and best is from our own end because we assume it as best as we have had a good outcome of it. So it should capture the keywords to describe the practice. Title must be given. An objective or objectives could be given. What expected outcomes or what are the intended outcomes for each of them in 100. The word limit is given there. Context, that is how you identify. You give a brief description of the practice, the issue, or the identified task. Now, the next one is you come upon the practice which has been adopted by the institution, how it has been projected. This practice is unique for each and every activity and each and every institution. It should be limited to 400 words. Evidence of success. Evidence of success means how we say that we claim it to be a best practice. Then how it is a best practice? Why we claim it? 100% best practice, 100% result oriented or outcome oriented practice cannot be projected. So comparatively, if among the alternative practices, this practice yields the maximum advantage, this could be treated as the best. And so here what we do is evidence of success. We give a statement or an evidence that an alternative yields a less result, and this one has given us the maximum result with the problems which we encountered and the resources we made use of. Keep it in mind, less of resource. That is what I have mentioned in my equation in the earlier slide. Low cost here for educational institutions, it is low input, low cost of the resources used for the practice, and the risk of not attaining the objective is very, very low, and yield in the sense the outcome, the benefit, the satisfaction is maximum. And now we can add upon here of our problems encountered during the implementation of this practice, which we believed as the best, and also the lack or the slackness in the resources available, because these are all the constraint factors, limiting factors which hold our hands in implementing our intentions for achieving we are bound by the external factors, rules and regulations, principles, norms, lack of resources, lack of commitment from the faculty, lack of commitment from the society, stakeholders, and lot many. So these are all going to be depicted here. And next 7th point here, it is given as optional. We may build upon our experiences of implementing such a practice. So how best it could be in the next spell of implementing or trying to achieve our target. So this is the format given, and in this format we have to project at least 2 of our best practices for the 30 weight points we need to gain, and these have to be shown in our website. And coming to the third key indicator of this final criterion, and also the SSR as a whole, institutional distinctiveness, wherein we have to showcase the performance of the institution in any of the area distinctive to its priority and thrust in 1,000 words. And here again, this has to be shown in our website. So these are, it again carries one distinctive area we can project here just for 20 weight points, meaning 80 grade points we can score here. So if we see here, means in the earlier criterions where we have come up from 1 to 6, we would have observed that we should have focused on various computations and numbers and then projected in various templates. The SSR, NAAC has given us various templates, formats, wherein each information is asked in terms of certain terminologies. We have to fill it in terms of numbers for every quantitative metric. And also in certain areas where we need to showcase our implementation, our proof, we go with showing the website links for the conduct of the activities. But here there is a change. NAAC has come up with a change from 24th of February 2020. This metric, there is no quantitative metric being given a template at all. There is no need of filling any template for 7th criteria. All that we need to do is we have to focus on our website. Each and every activity, each and every aspect of the value or the social responsibility or the best practice or anything which we want to project in terms of academics, in terms of administration, in terms of organizing the events, everything needs to be shown in the website. That means every aspect must have a place in our website. So just to have a comprehensive link where we need to focus upon, I have just brought them in one slide. That is, just see here, safety and security, counseling, common rooms for women, daycare. Here we can also come up with men's common rooms also. Counseling for men too, girls and boys together. And daycare center for young children. Daycare centers are there, means we can show that. Solid waste management, liquid waste management, biomedical waste management, e-waste management, waste recycling systems, hazardous chemicals and radioactives, and annual reports of the celebrations and events organized in the organization. And every best practices must be showcased in the institutional website. A separate tab easily identifiable for the SSRs, because this is going to be made assessed by the third party. Third party cannot, we cannot expect them to simply search for it. It should be so evident for them, easily accessible for them. So these web links have to be web links have to be made for these particular areas. So while designing itself, each and every aspect of these must be projected in a efficient manner so that we gain the maximum from this particular criteria. And these are all along with web links and geotagged photographs. Coming to the continuation, restricted entry of automobiles, bicycles, pedestrian-friendly pathways, ban on use of plastics, landscapings with the trees and plants, everything must go with photographs, and these are to be geotagged so that DVV becomes easy. And details of activities, of values, rights, duties, responsibilities, inculcating the values among the students necessary to render the student responsible citizen. This I have categorized as separate because here videos are also asked. Geotagged photos as well as videos. We need to upload them. So here you see restricted entry of automobiles. These are all best practices, a part of the first part of institutional values and responsibilities. Use of bicycles, pedestrian friendly pathways, ban on use of plastics, landscaping, built environment. Here you can just observe there are certain things where web link is also to be given, and also things have to be uploaded too. And signal where the paths, lights, signals, everything is being shown. Provision for inquiry and information, human assistance, reading material, all this. Only upload reports and these certificates, these reports have to be uploaded. So we have to prepare, keep them ready before going in for online upload. Green audit, energy audit, environment audit, clean and green campus recognitions or awards, if any, beyond the campus environmental promotional activities, code of ethics. In the same way, policy documents relating to these codes. So we need to have a code of ethics policy document. Details of monitoring committees and compositions, their minutes, everything must be uploaded. So the number of programs organized, everything in support of these claims which we make. So these things here we may have a doubt because usually certain institutions or certain colleges do not have policy documents. These are the documents which you have to create now. NAAC is not going to question us. These have been created after you have begun with the assessment process. That's not a point here. This policy document must be developed basing on the patterns or the procedures which we have already been practicing and projected in the manner. Coming to the documents and circulars, circulars are also essential now. We have to show them regarding the gender sensitization action plan. Relevant documents like agreements or MOUs with government or any other agencies regarding the restricted entry of automobiles into our campus, use of bicycles or battery powered vehicles, pedestrian friendly pathways, the circular wherein the particular specific day, these are not allowed here, or the pedestrians may make use of only the pathways. Ban on use of plastics, landscaping with the trees and plants. Documentary evidences have to be projected. So policy documents, information brochures and details of software. This is with regard to the disabled facilities which we provide in our institution. Every aspect we need to provide with the policy regarding the facility which we are going to offer them, the documents, the information, brochures and the software which we have got from. So with these details, what we have done, how we have projected, you can have a visit on our website www.gcrjy.ac.in. Everything is very, we have projected it as per the requirements of NAAC. And I thank you for patiently listening to my presentation. Any questions? And I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, madam. Any questions from participant side, you can ask. Which authority will VSV Krishnamurthy garu asking, which authority will give certificate or document for no vehicle day or any other?
Low, pardon me?
No vehicle day, madam. Certificate for no vehicle day, he is asking. Which authority will give certificate or document for no vehicle day or any other special observed day?
If outside authorities are not going to give us, means the principal is the authority here. No, I couldn't follow the question actually. No wealth day, is it?
No vehicle, madam.
No vehicle.
Yes.
Usually what we do, vehicle means in the campus, the maybe R&T road transport, we can ask them. If it is a public area, if they are making use of, means we can take from them. Or in no other, if our co-institutions are making use of our campus for their travel automobiles, outsiders means from that concerned authority, we can get the certificate or an understanding. And if none are going to use, which is only for our own self, means the principal is the authority here to certify that. There is no question of any agreement itself. When agreement comes into existence is when we need to have a cooperation with regard to no vehicle from any other body, any other external agency. It could be a college, it could be public, it could be any other institution or industry.
Jayan Sharma is asking how geotagging of photos and videos can be done.
Geotagging is very clearly given in the NAAC with the photograph mode, how it has to be made. Setting the changes in the settings will give us the geotagging relating to the location, the time when the photo has been taken. In your camera, you can give the settings, arrange the settings and take the geotag photos. It's very clearly given. Technical persons will have a complete knowledge on it. And it is so simple now.
Dr. K. Suresh garu asking how much cost your college spent for your website?
So how much cost is dependent with the agency providing it. I think that is not much relevant to this session. And our computer faculty have put in their might to give upon their ideas in designing our website. Our computer faculty, more specifically, our computer department faculty, Dr. Sunil, assistant professor in computer science, and RVS Satyanarayana garu. These people and the whole computer department have come in to design this particular website in association with the external agent.
Madam, VSN Krishnamurthy garu asking, can you repeat the best practices confidently AQRs for 2 years, or is it mandatory to change every year?
AQRs, can you repeat the question, ma'am?
Can we repeat the best practices consecutively in AQRs for 2 years, or is it mandatory to change every year?
There is no harm in repeating. But the output, why you consider it as a best practice now, how it is better than earlier time? AQRs are 1 year period, isn't it? So if your best practice was better in 1819, why what is the outcome we have projected, and how better we have made it from our experiences in 1920. If we are able to project it in such a manner, it will hold good. There is no need that every time we have to change our best practice. But one thing, best practices are not confined to one area alone. Best practices can be spread over all the criteria, all the curricular aspects, all the academic activities, all. That's why I have shown you. It is all pervasive. You can show it a best practice in your administration, in your governance, in your curriculum design, in teaching, in learning. There are many areas. So you can focus in a particular year on one area and project it.
Thank you, ma'am. It's our pleasure to listen you, ma'am. We will definitely implement your suggestions related to innovation and best practices. Most of us are aware of some of the best practices you projected. We were really impressed with your presentation. Once again, I thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. I thank all the organizers, and I thank the organizers for giving me such a nice opportunity to share my experiences with you. Thank you.
Now it's time for valedictory session. I consider it a privilege to deliver valedictory address on this 5-day national workshop on 7 assessment criteria for NAAC accreditation, organized by IQAC VSR&NVR College in collaboration with Government College for Women, Guntur. Now it's time to invite our respected dignitaries to address the workshop. I invite patron and president of the workshop, Sri S. Niranjan Rao Garu, to address the gathering. Over to Niranjan, sir. Dhanraj sir, please check Niranjan Rao sir internet connection, sir. Is he is connecting or not?
మీరు అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి. You are now co-host. Okay.
Yes, sir. We are listening, sir. Please proceed, sir.
చీఫ్ గెస్ట్ ఉన్నారు కదమ్మా. హలో అర్జున్ గారు,
ప్లీజ్ సార్, మీరు మాట్లాడండి సార్. ప్లీజ్ యూ అడ్రస్ సార్.
చీఫ్ గెస్ట్ అయిన తర్వాత మీరమ్మా. హలో Hello. 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 టైం తర్వాత మేము మాట్లాడాలి థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్పాలి ఇంకా చెప్పింది అది
Sorry for the disturbance. Niranjan sir will address after the chief guest. Now, I call upon Srimati M. Srivani Garu, Department of Library Science, to introduce today's chief guest, Dr. K. Raman Rao Garu. Srivani madam. Sir, please connect to Srivani madam.
Hello. Unmute చేసుకోవాలి.
Hello. Good afternoon, all
Yes,
of you.
madam.
Am I audible? Divani, librarian of this college, with pride and privilege, I will introduce Dr. K.V. Ramanarao, today's chief guest. He served in the collegiate education for more than 30 years with experience in areas such as curriculum development, teaching, learning, CBSE, skill development, quality enhancement, and NAAC accreditation, autonomous colleges, academic administration, and quality Degree College, Raulapalam, East Godavari district. He started his career as lecturer in botany in Government College after completing MSc PhD in botany at SC University Tirupati in 1983. He worked in the Office of Commissionerate of College Education and AP State Council of Higher Education as academic officer for many years. He also held the post of academic coordinator in Rajiv Gandhi University of Knowledge Technologies for about 3 years before joining as principal at Raulapalam. He has been a resource person to APSHE, CCE, and academic staff colleges in many projects and committees. Presently, he is serving as coordinator, CBCSE syllabus, reform committees of APSHE. He was state coordinator for NAAC for 5 years and associated with more than 100 government, aided, and private colleges, including engineering qualities. In quality enhancement, he is also functioning as NAAC assessor and visited many colleges across the country. Welcome to our college, sir. Over to Dr. Saujanya.
Now, I hand over the mic to Dr. K. Raman Rao Garu. Sir, please, sir.
Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm very happy to associate with VSR and NVR Autonomous College, Thenali. I have been there in the during their NAAC time and also during their seminars. I attended once or twice, and I know the management, some of the management persons there, and I have seen the college. It's a very good college, and it's a very reputed college. And utilizing this COVID-19 pandemic time, I'm very happy that they are conducting this webinar. And as I understand, the webinar has been conducted very well, and all the resource persons were very good, and very good information was given. So I'm very happy about it, and it is matching with the reputation of the college and the dedication of their management as well as staff. Now, I have just also heard listened to the presentation of Dr. Annapurna Garu from Rajamandri. I was I also associated with Government College Rajamandri in their latest NAAC accreditation in a small way. They did a lot of good job, and getting A+ by a government college is something very unusual and very rare. So they have achieved this distinction. Then coming to the webinar and the topics of the webinar, the NAAC accreditation. This is what we are seeing is the fourth cycle. Since I have been associated with the NAAC process for the last 15 years, I have been in touch with the developments in the accreditation. I worked also as coordinator for state, and then so I was associated with the NAAC for many years. This is the fourth cycle, and this is a very a stage, a kind of advanced stage. I do not know whether most of you must have already gone for NAAC accreditation. This must be second, third, or fourth cycle for many of us, many of you. I don't know whether you have observed the gradual complexity of the assessment by NAAC. In the first cycle, it was simple, creating awareness of what is quality, how the quality is reflected in the activities of the college or structure of the college, institutional mechanisms and all that. The second cycle is internalization of quality. I am not saying that it is one-to-one, but roughly. That means the practicing quality as a part of the activity of the colleges. That is checking quality everywhere, knowing about quality and adopting it, adopting benchmarks, adopting best practices. So a kind of internalization of quality, that is doing every activity, checking with the quality of the activity, whether it is administrative, even academic, or even financial. Then the third cycle is institutionalization of quality. That means there shall be establishment of mechanisms for maintaining quality in the college. The difference between the second and third cycles is, in the second cycle, the persons, the teachers or the employees of the college and the management of the college, they were kind of asked to understand what is quality and then implement it. In the third cycle, the person shall go into background and the mechanisms come forward. That means the person is no longer important, but there shall be mechanisms in every sphere in their places. starting from admissions to farewell to the students at the end of the degree. So at every stage, every moment, there shall be established quality norms, mechanisms, and so on. So this is the third cycle that was referred to. That means you can see the different manuals. You must have seen, if you have already gone NAAC for 3 times, you must have seen 3 kinds of questionnaires. And each questionnaire is a kind of more complex, more advanced, and upgraded than the previous one. Now this is 4th cycle, and we have a new system like 70% quantitative metrics and 30% qualitative metrics. Exactly, although exactly this is not nothing to do with, or not totally relevant, totally introduced because of 4th cycle, but it's a very strange and apt coincidence. Because the 4th cycle is what they are looking at is, I repeat, please, if any one of you, because I always get time when people are sleeping, after lunch or evening at 4 o'clock when their minds are in their homes. So I will repeat, please note it in mind, that this 4th cycle is mechanisms. So how the mechanism, how the institutionalization or mechanisms of institutionalization of quality are functioning in the college. That is the central idea of the 4th cycle. Here we have questions suitable to that. I will come to that a little later. Right now the 70% and 30% division was introduced some 2 years back. Even while introducing, they did not think that it will be very suitably convenient to the 4th cycle, but yet a very strange coincidence, and it has suitably applied. The 70% quantitative metrics means you are uploading the existing practices with evidence, or you are telling the existing practices and uploading the evidence. That means you are telling to NAAC that you are conducting or maintaining A to Z, this and this. You are maintaining them. It's not, there will be no question whether you have it or not. You are uploading documents which show that you are doing it, that particular aspect. Whether there may be 140 or 250 documents you will be submitting based on your college strength and the number of activities in your college and so on. But each one will show that you have been practicing that. It is not that whether you have it or not having it. That days have gone. In the first 2 cycles, they were asking you whether you have this, whether you have that. But now they are not asking that. They are asking you to upload. If you are practicing something, you upload it. So this difference you have to understand. The second thing is that now even the quantitative metrics or even the quantitative activities shall be qualitative and shall be part of the mechanism that was established. That is institutionalized mechanisms. So they ask you such documents which show that you have been practicing them, you have been implementing them after due consideration at various levels. They must be asking even policies. Just now Annapurna was saying about policies, then implementation, how policies were made, why policies were made, and then how they are being implemented, and then the evidences of implementation of not just current one for the last 5 years. That means for the last 5 years you have been you have been maintaining all these aspects, and that evidence you have to show them. It's not simply a new initiative or something. There may be some new initiatives, but by and large, what you have been doing is being asked for evidence. So that is 70% of quantitative data you upload. Then the 30% of quantitative data, qualitative metrics, that also you are writing as a write-ups, as a write-up or as a passage, and then you are uploading. The NAAC peer team will be supplied with both quantitative and qualitative metrics of what you have uploaded, and they come prepared to see what is happening in this college, number one, whether it is happening as a routine or as something newly introduced. This is very important. You have to understand the distinction between these two. If you have been doing as a routine, that's a different, that looks different. Whereas if you start last year or if you start 3 months back, and then by the time peer team comes, if you show something, that looks different. So this time it is not the very activities they are looking at. They will be looking at how you have been doing that, what procedures you have been followed, what policies you are following, what procedures you have adopted to get into this practice from the beginning to the end. They now look for that. That means it's not just like showing some activity. It shall have a past and it shall have a present, and preferably it may have a future also. If you really do that, surely you will show how it came into existence, because for every activity there must be a past, a procedure that you must have followed. For example, you want to buy, say, 30 computers. You have purchased 30 computers last year or 3 years back. This is nothing to do with quality. On the face of it, it appears to be a very administrative and financial matter. But still, what NAAC looks is why you are purchasing these 30 computers. You must be already having under 200 or 500 computers already in your college. But why you have purchased these 30 computers 3 years back? What were the configurations? Why they were needed? What was the need? This is one step. Then the next step is, have you discussed this in IQAC? Have you discussed this in the management? Have you discussed this in the concerned department? And then arrived at this, or you just purchased them because you have money. If you purchase another set of 30 or 50 computers just because you have surplus funds, that will not be qualitative. That is not need-based. So you have to purchase even one. When you purchase even one computer, or you construct a cycle shed, or you purchase an equipment for a physics department or a botany department, yet it shall be need-based and it shall enhance the quality of the education. So they look for whether you have discussed these things in your various bodies of the college. Managerial bodies, administrative bodies, academic bodies concerned. Whether you have discussed, whether you have any plan, whether you have any idea why you are buying this. So this is what is institutionalization of quality, even for a quantitative purpose, even for a quantitative addition. Even if you earmark some, for example, 50 cents in your college, and then you have planted trees, there shall be an idea why you are doing that. It's not simply because it is vacant land you are planting trees. So this is what is, because you will have an audit, a green audit, and then you identify that the number of trees are less than the required, and then the proper bodies discuss this, and then the proper bodies identify which trees are to be planted and how to be planted and what will be their future use. So this is what is institutionalization of quality, where things go on their own towards quality. So you will establish mechanisms where the things go on its own towards enhancing quality in every sphere of the college, every sphere. There may be 100 spheres in your college, 150 kinds of activities in your college, but in every activity, there shall be a planning, a discussion, a decision, and the decision, implementation of the decision, and then now how it is, and what are your future plans for that. Why you are doing this, first of all? So this is what is institutionalization of. That means your mindset is oriented for quality enhancement in every aspect of the college. So anything, if the students just comes to say, for example, administrative enhancement, institutionalization of quality. A student comes and just gives in a post box, drops a paper of some complaint or request. Then in so many days, there is no need for anybody to check that. There is no need for anybody to the higher officials to go and see that, all that. There shall be a mechanism where it is opened once in a week, that box, and then those papers are verified, and then they are discussed, and then you may not agree to all what they request, but at least there must be a process of this. That means simply, if you throw a paper into the box, there must be some process and there must be a mechanism for that. Now, right now we have, since this is an autonomous college, even any autonomous college will have a very good mechanism. I'm trying to show what I mean, the mechanisms. Now we have very good mechanism for admissions, already existing for the last so many decades. Similarly, in autonomous college, we have very good mechanism for examinations for so many years, since the college becomes autonomous. So the principal will not go and every day sit there and look at what is happening in the examination cell, or the principal doesn't go and sit in that office or in the department to see how they are receiving application and all that. The simple thing is, a student comes to college and then he meets only one record assistant and take an application. Nobody knows whether he came or not. Then he goes back and then sends the application by post. And if his merit is meritorious, he gets selected, he will receive a letter of admission. So here nobody is involved. It goes stepwise in its own way. That is what is mechanism. That is what is established mechanism. So similarly, in the examination also, the moment the student pays the examination fee, he will not bother again until he receives his hall ticket. Everything is in its place. Everything happens. Principal will not go every day and see what is happening. That is what is mechanism. Now the question is, what NAAC asking is, activities like this, there are excellent mechanisms, right? But they are less academic. They are more administrative. For the college is basically an academic body, and in your all academic activities also there shall be such mechanisms. That means updating of syllabus, and then submission of preparing of teaching curriculum plans, and then teaching learning plans, and then updating of these things from last year, and then the discussion of these things in the class staff room, and then implementation and the awareness to be created among students on the latest developments over the next year's plan. All these things, they shall go as they are, without the interference of either, without the minding of either management or the principal. Then that means establishment. There are established procedures for curriculum implementation. Similarly, teaching learnings. Similarly, so many aspects, student support, library, anything. Everywhere, the mechanism shall be in place. In library, there are some mechanisms right now. They are doing, any library will maintain them very well. That is issue of cards, and then issue of books, and writing and all that. But what you are doing to improve the quality of library, what you are doing to improve the quality of student library interaction, teacher library interaction, how much the student is utilizing the library. These things are over and above the normal administration of library, provision of this internet and all that. They're all establishment, but over and above, what quality initiatives you are taking so that the student gets the best education in your college. So these mechanisms at every place shall be there, which shall run automatically without every day checking or every week or every month checking, either by the management or the principal or others. The checks can be there as a part of mechanism. For example, once in every month, the principal may verify what is going on in a particular aspect. That's part of the mechanism. That should not be based principal getting suddenly an idea what is happening, to know what is happening there. So this is not established mechanisms. This is the principal. If principal, the thing is, if the principal doesn't get this idea, that will not be checked. So it is not established. So establishment means either 1 month or 3 months, 2 months, and then management either 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, whatever. So these things shall be in place and these shall be done automatically as you do admissions and examinations or something like that. So this is what is institutionalization of mechanisms. This is what is NAAC concerned in the 4th cycle. If you read the questions, you will understand what they are asking. It is, we have to change our mindset. From cycle to cycle, NAAC is changing its approach, its questionnaire, what it is asking. So we can't simply repeat what we did for last NAAC. I have seen several colleges recently who invited me to go to give them some advice, to check to go around the departments. I saw even the 3rd cycle also, they are repeating what they did in the 1st cycle. Same preparing, same kinds of files, notes, and then keeping all files on the table, and then preparing all kinds of documents. Now this is only relevant to 1st and 2nd cycles. Even 3rd cycle, it has changed. Now 4th cycle, it is too different now. How to know? How to know? People like me or somebody who is well versed with these things, who has been attending to that, they may give advice, but that is not very much required. If you read the questionnaire, you will understand. The questionnaire shall be read from the, preferably, I suggest chairman of the college committee to the last teacher who joined yesterday. Everybody shall read the questionnaire. After all, it has 150 or 160 questions in any college, whether it is autonomous or non-autonomous. Every college, you have to read the questionnaire. Then you will understand what is being asked, why it is being asked. It is not how many, it is not who will prepare what document and all. They are secondary. The first thing primary is you have to understand the questionnaire. Then you will know what to produce, what to present from your college. Otherwise, what will happen is you will ask the college which went to last month for NAAC or 3 months back, and they will come to you and they will give all their material, their information. Your college is different from their college. Totally different from their college. No two colleges are similar. Even though they exist on the same street, they are different. So you have your own uniqueness. You have your own composition. You have your own management. You have your own staff. You have your own students. And you have your own activities. And you have potentials. So you will understand and you will present what are yours. And you try to not to copy others. But as long as awareness is required, yes, you can take their guidance, but it should not be as it is implemented. What I suggest is you can simply go through the questionnaire. You will definitely understand what they are asking, and what you have, and what you can improve, and what you can show from your own perspective of your own college. So this is the new thing. Every time there shall be fresh. Fifth cycle will be maybe slightly different. So fifth cycle, you can't follow the fourth cycle procedures for fifth cycle. So that's how you have to go further. So we have to change this old mindset. And if you read the questionnaire properly, there is a direction in it. There is a very clearly laid down direction in which direction your college has to go for improvement of quality. The directions have been there all through cycle 1, 2, 3, 4. They are all continuous. So if you read now the questionnaire, you will understand which direction they are pointing for better quality. They are pointing at. Now, I will just read. Now coming to qualitative metrics. Qualitative metrics also same. You will explain your mechanisms also in the qualitative metrics, but for some qualitative aspects. To show the difference, to emphasize what I have been telling about the difference, I will read just 2 or 3 questions just randomly. I have a book which has this qualitative metrics compiled book, and some college, and I will just read the questions, 2-3 questions random in the first 2 criteria, and you will understand what it is, how they are asking. See here, I will read twice. First I will read slowly, and then I will read again after giving how it is different. Question, see, listen to the question. Institution integrates cross-cutting issues relevant to gender, environment, and sustainability, human values, and professional ethics into curriculum. See here, is there any question mark here? Is it a question? I will read again. If you remove in the middle, see, the crux of the point is, because this is 1.3.1, the crux of the question is, I am calling it question, though they are not saying, though it's not in question form. Institution integrates XYZ into the curriculum, right? That is the question. Again, I will repeat. Institution integrates into the curriculum something XYZ. Here, the question is not like this. Whether the institution is integrating XYZ into the curriculum, it's not there. That it's not in that form. It is in the form of what you have been already doing. You have claimed last 20 years or 15 years, you have been claiming that you are doing this. Now, what they are asking the peer teams to go and see is whether it is there or not. It is a question to the peer team. It is not question to the college. I don't know how many of you have gone through these metrics, especially quantitative metrics won't be this explicit. Qualitative metrics will be explicit like this. You can read all the 34 or 38, whatever the number. Every question is asked not to the college. Question is directed to the peer team. You are going there. Tell us whether it is there or not. You are going there. Tell us it is there in this form or not. Tell us it is in this standard or not. What they claim. So this is the question pattern that has changed. So your answers shall also be changed. Unfortunately, after this new, I have visited some 4 or 5 colleges in other states, and very few properly wrote answers for this. Very few. Most of them wrote the old way because they are not trying to understand the question. They are asking not you, they are asking the peer team. So you are giving your answer in such a way that peer team shall confirm it. Right? Your answer shall be in such a way that peer team, after coming to you, after seeing what is happening, has to confirm them, yes. At what level? Very good, good, not good, some so and so on. That 5-point scale is there. I will read another question. The institution assesses the learning levels of students after admission and organize special programs for advanced and slow learners. Earlier, the question was whether the institution assesses. Now it's not there. They say the institution assesses. That means there is a difference between, even when we question somebody, that suppose somebody bought a refrigerator. We go there to their house first time, and then we first time came to know that they bought a refrigerator. Then what we ask is, how is your refrigerator? What is the cost? When did you buy? No, not how. When did you buy? What is the company? How, what is the cost? These things we ask. When you go after 3 months, what do you ask? How your refrigerator is functioning? You must understand the difference, the first question and the second question. You don't ask again what is the cost, what is the color, because you already seen it. Because you already know that. Now what you have to ask is, what you will ask is, how it is functioning. So that is the difference. See another question. Student-centric methods such as dash, 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 dash are used for enhancing learning experiences. There is no question here. It's a statement. It's a statement of something is happening, and that the peer team has to qualify, confirm, then testify, endorse. So that is how you have to understand this fourth cycle. Whether it is quantitative, the questions are simple because they are asking data, but qualitative you will understand. See another question. This is very recent ecosystem. It is not there in third cycle. You know, it's not in the third cycle. It is new to the fourth cycle. Yet what the question is, institution has an ecosystem. Institution has an ecosystem. So the peer team has to endorse it, confirm it, and qualify it. What is qualifying? On the 5-point scale: excellent, good, average, bad, very bad. So it has to qualify the existing process. That's what the peer team's job now. Now, the peer team also usually looks at, because they got the instructions, they get the instructions, they come and see your procedures. They don't see now whether how many computers you have, they don't see now. They see how you have purchased these computers, why you have purchased these computers in the last 5 years. Whether proper procedure does not mean financial procedure. Procedure means whether they are required really, why they are required, to whom you are given them, to which class they are making service, and whether the appropriate software is installed or not, whether the maintenance contract AMU is there or not. So these are the questions they ask, not how many purchased and then what is the cost, and then how many were there earlier, now how many total what. These questions now they are not going to ask. Whether it was discussed in IQAC, who took the decision, who asked for them, why they asked for them, whether it was discussed in IQAC, whether it was discussed in college administrative body, and then whether a principal has followed all the procedures down to sending them back to the department at the end. So these are all these point to what? All these point to the procedures. That's what I was calling mechanisms. So if you have an established procedure, that means it's called as mechanism. So if the person is not important here, mechanism is more important. So that any person, any lecturer will be very qualitative because it is designed like that. Earlier, we had this kind of teachers, very good, excellent, good lecturers, average lecturers, bad lecturers like that. People were saying, so and so is excellent lecturer, and everybody used to respect him. But that is not the norm now. If 20% of your lecturers are excellent, you may be a great college. But what about the 80%? What about the 80%? What will happen to those? So it should not be individual. It should not be individual quality. It should be institutional quality, where every teacher will have a mechanism designed in which he performs very well. He may not be a very good lecturer in the classroom, but there are mechanisms where he can perform indirectly. To suppose I am a very good researcher. You appoint me as a lecturer because I have published so many papers and then got awards. This, that. I am a foreign PhD, and suppose, or Central University PhD or whatever. Then you will appoint me swaying on my merit. But I am a very poor teacher in the class. Then what is use? Earlier days, I was really a pure teacher, and the student where I will perform indirectly. That means I will use more IT. I will bring more invited. I will conduct more invited lectures. I will give more assignments to students. I will guide them in projects, own learning, because I am not a good teacher. Yet the students will get the overall benefit. So that is what is mechanism. So now, if I say I am an excellent teacher, its relevance is lost. Because if I am a good mood, I can teach very well. If even though I am a excellent lecturer, if I am not on that day, if I am not in good mood, I may not teach well. So it should not be person dependent. It shall be a mechanism dependent. That's what, a process dependent. That's what they are looking at. Now yours is an autonomous college, and you have more freedom to build these mechanisms, because you can develop your own curriculum. You can develop varied curriculum based on your students. Then there is CBCS, which is an excellent opportunity for an autonomous college. CBCS is actually meant for autonomous college, not for a affiliated college. I have been in that committee for the last 6 years, but we could not do much because most of the colleges are an affiliation system, and most of the autonomous colleges are also not using it properly. They are not using the best use of CBCS as well as autonomy. Most of them, they are simply following the what is given by the university to the affiliated colleges and making here and there some changes. But that's losing the opportunity. That's not utilizing the proper opportunity or good opportunity. So now, with this keeping in mind, you can think over those autonomous colleges, especially. You can think over how keeping three entities. One is NAAC, fourth cycle accreditation. What have been the directions there? Then autonomy, how to utilize autonomy fully. And then the third entity is CBCS, how to utilize CBCS in the best possible way. These things, because, and then there is a lot of future is there. The future is very uncertain, especially for aided colleges. I don't want to go deep. Everybody knows the future is very uncertain unless you establish mechanisms. You will be guaranteeing, if you establish good mechanisms, you will be guaranteeing your own excellent future, because there it is not teacher dependent. The college in future, you should see that in future the college is not teacher dependent, and that you should develop that mechanism dependent or process dependent, so that whoever is the teacher, the college runs excellently and gives very good quality to students. You have to design, evolve such mechanisms And the NAAC definitely helps you if you understand the process of NAAC accreditation of the 4th cycle. Then we have this NEP 2020, where it makes a lot of difference, especially for big colleges and very well established colleges like VSR&NVR College. This NEP 2020 will boost its growth and its expansion, its opportunities. It will boost very much, provided you plan it in a very systematic way and evolve plans for that. So each college is its own distinctness, and you have to understand that with reference to this NAAC 4th cycle as well as CBCS. If autonomous college, the 3rd dimension comes, and then you have to see that your college is unique, not only excellent, but unique for certain things, so that students from all over India come to you. It's not from Tenali or from Guntur district or from neighboring districts. Students from entire India, and if you could work hard and develop it a little more from even abroad. So that shall be your goal and aim, because you have excellent establishment and excellent management, and of course very good senior teachers. I don't know about youngsters because I have very less interaction with them. Maybe they are also very good, because you must have selected the best among the available. So these are the things you have to plan with reference to just the 4th cycle NAAC. And NAAC 4th cycle is not just one event. Please don't treat this as just one event. Treat this as a kind of platform or launching pad for the enhancement of quality and establishment of institutionalized mechanisms and procedures in the next 5 years or 10 years or 20 years for your college. So this is, of course, this webinar may be attended by other people also. So the same, my humble submission is suggestion is same thing for all colleges. You have to understand your college with reference to these things, and then see that plan for a great future for your colleges. And NAAC as accreditation is not a simple event. I again repeat, it shall be a launching platform, and you have to do all that. Then you will be benefited extraordinarily. You may get some good grade, and you will get some prestige enhanced. All those things are there, but that's not the real. That's not the real benefit. The real benefit is if you take it very seriously, and in fact, you need not worry about grade. If you take it very seriously and then work on that, as it's a platform for the next 5 years or 10 years, using the directions of quality, and then establishing the procedures, then you will definitely get the maximum benefit out of NAAC. So with these things, I think I might have exceeded my time also. I thank the management of VSR&NVR College for giving me this opportunity, and also all the participants who have patiently listened to what I spoke in the last maybe half an hour or so. I thank one and all again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Your speech is very authentic and apt to present topic. Many of us were specially interested in your analysis, which is used to identify the way for better NAAC accreditation, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, I invite patron and president of the workshop, Sri S. Niranjan Rao Garu, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am glad the 5-day workshop went on very well. Speech and keynote address were excellent. The keynote address and I hope the teaching community can day number 1 till today. The pictures of all the resource persons are fantastic, informative, stimulating, and very fine. They are all out and how the experts in the criteria have voted and touched it with every point meticulously. I cannot but express my sincere thanks and gratitude to all the intellectuals who cleared the doubts of the participants with all commitment. I congratulate the ICAC for arranging this highly useful workshop, inviting dedicated persons for the cause of education. I thank one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your thoughtful addressing. Now, it's time for vote of thanks. It's my privilege to thank all of you on this valedictory session. I would like to thank the man who is behind this workshop, our Chief Patron, Secretary and Correspondent, Sri Nannapneni Sudhakar Garu. It's my privilege to thank our Patron Principal, Sri S. Niranjan Rao Garu, for his enormous support to organize this workshop. I convey my gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. K. Raman Rao Garu, for his invitation to accepting our invitation and for his enlightening presentation for today's session. My special thanks to Dr. G. Srinivasa Rao Garu for his expertise speech on the present topic. I am grateful to thank Dr. A. Annapurna Garu for her elaborated speech on innovation and best practices. My sincere sense of thanks to all the eminent resource persons of last 4 days workshop who presented their expertise, experiences for a better NAAC accreditation. Thank you, all of you. I would like to thank all the participants who participated in this 5-day workshop and made it successful. Thank you all for being here from various states. Over to Dhanraj sir. Sir, participants asking for feedback link, please provide it in the chat box again, sir.
Madam, already feedback from already sent to chat box and WhatsApp group.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Shall we begin, sir?
yes, madam.